Heyo. All right. Hey now. Coming at you. Heyo. Come on in, everybody. All are welcome. All are welcome. Come on in. Step into the light of illumination. Yes, here at the Z Show, we are the illuminated ones. We've skipped the standard 33 degrees. We've gone through the Blue Lodge, the Red Lodge of the Scottish Rite, and we're basically advanced here. We go straight to the 34th degree. That's right. All are welcome. Hey now. Let's get going here. Let's get started. Joe Cool's in the house. I don't know, Joe Cool. Guys, you think Joe Cool's heard that I was talking about him yesterday and the other day? Yeah, Joe, believe it or not, you've been somewhat of a topic here on Z Show. Not sure if you're aware, Mr. Joe Cool, but your friend here, Z, that's me, Synthetic Warrior. Yes, I do speak in the third person, Joe Cool. I'd imagine you do too. Yeah. He said, LOL, I didn't hear. Yeah, Joe Cool. Who knows? Maybe you'll come up and talk to me later when I drop the link. You and I think Joe Cool would do well to have a discussion. I need to vet you, Joe Cool. You need to go through the Zetetic Warrior vetting process. You know why, Joe Cool? Because you're suspect. Yeah, Snafu's laughing. You're suspect, Joe Cool. I'm not sure. Joe Cool, some people say, not specifically me, but some people say that Joe Cool has CI vibes. That's right, everybody. It's been speculated that Joe Cool is potentially a confidential informant on the street, working for the system, trying to infiltrate the Truthiverse. That's right, Mark Basket. It's been alleged here on the Zetetic Warrior show. Yeah, he's laughing. He says, ha, ha, ha. But it's more like, ha, 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 ha. You got to have that Joe Cool laugh. So we're glad to have you here, Joe Cool. Maybe you'll come up later and straighten us out. I'd imagine it's pretty early in the AM where you are. But yeah, Snafu says informant vibes, pogo vibers. I don't know, Joe Cool. I don't want to make baseless allegations against you, but would love for you to come up and correct the record at some point. Just saying. Anyway, I got started I didn't get started properly. Joe Cool's here and it distracted me. We'll talk more, Joe Cool. We'll talk more. We'll get you up here. We'll see what's going on with you, bro. We're going to get to the bottom of the whole Joe Cool thing. I'm just saying, Joe Cool, there's questions out there. OTW News is here. Yeah. We'll talk, Joe Cool. Hang in. I usually drop the link in the second hour of the show. I do a 3-hour show. Usually at the second hour, I drop the link, Joe. The first hour is just me up here, just spurging out. OTW's here. Patrick, do you want to do your news segment early in my show or at the end of my show? I think we should do your news segment as long as you're awake and stuff, like right around 7:15 Eastern Standard Time. Like we should I don't know, OTW. Part of me thinks there's benefits to doing it at the end of the show, but I think you get antsy. I don't think you like sitting around just hearing me yap away. I think OTW wants to get up here nice and early. So, what do you think, Patrick? We get you up here earlier in the show, and then that way, if the vibe's right, I keep you up here. Even if it's in the backstage where I could shuffle you in and out. Is that something you're interested in? Talk to me, because I know you get antsy, OTW, when you wake up in the morning. Even though you fucking did a 10-hour stream yesterday. Again, you call it the early rising show, except I'm going to bed and you're still streaming. Make that make sense. Make it make sense. Does it make sense, Patrick? You're insane. You're insane. Anyway, did you answer me, Pat? Do you want to do the more early in my show and then hang in there? I don't know. Maybe his power went out again. He's not talking to me. Either way, Patrick, much love. Much love. All right, let's get the show started properly. Joe Cool's here. I got to look professional. The guy's got like 80,000 subscribers. But, I mean, I'm not taking anything away from you, Joe Cool. You do have a pretty good on-screen presentation. You got a pretty good brand going, the Joe Cool brand. But 80,000 subscribers, Joe, that doesn't seem organic to me. I don't know. Who am I? Who am I? I don't want to make any baseless accusations against our friend Joe Cool. Plus, he's melanated. For people who don't know, Joe, he's a melanated man, so I got to watch myself. If I take one wrong step, it could lead to my metaversal destruction. I'll have all the POCs coming after me, BLM, the black Muslims, those guys that sell those fucking bean pie. Joe Cool, what's up with those bean pies that them black Muslims are selling in Chicago, Philly, New York, and elsewhere? Sly Shy and I were having a conversation. I'm not really a fan of the bean pie, Joe Cool, but Sly Shy gave me some cooking instructions. She said, bring the bean pie home, throw it in the oven a little bit, and then scramble up some eggs. And you eat the eggs with the warmed up toasted bean pies that the black Muslims gives you at the fucking traffic lights. You have any thoughts on that, Joe Cool? How, any cooking instructions and how to spice up those bean pies that the Malcolm X black Muslims give out at the fucking traffic lights? I don't know. 7 people know what I'm talking about. Right. Joe Cool says they still sell those pies on my corner, but you never tasted them. Really? Joe Cool, you're missing out. According to Sly Shy, they're fucking good, but again, you got to toast them up in your oven and eat them with some scrambled eggs, which honestly sounds good to me. Put some cheese on top, like a cheddar cheese, Joe Cool. I don't know. We're learning something here. All right, you're distracting me this morning, Joe. Let me get the fucking show started. Crimities. Get the camera on. There we are. There we are. Get the beanie straight. All right. Let's officially start the show. Good morning, everybody. Grand Rising, Grand Approach. Welcome back to Z Show, the show that never ends. We're broadcasting all around, because you can go around the flat world, all around the world. Not only to the known 7 continents, but the 8th continent in the Pacific Ocean, the David Bowie continent. Not only that, we're broadcasting beyond the ice wall, to the outer realms, to the Iron Republic, the land of Mu, and of course, the land of the Anunnaki. Welcome, beings from all around the realm. You've made your way to the Z Show, which is pretty much the end of the rainbow. It's the bottom of the rabbit hole. Once you've gone through all the different truther topics and different conspiracies that are smattered and spattered all across this World Wide Web, and once you've exhausted all this information and you've basically come to a mental blue screen, you end up here at the Z Show with all the other metaversal miscreants in the chat. How was that opening, Joe? What did you think of my opening right there, Joe Cool? Was that I'm working on my professional opening, because once the big time calls, I got to have, I got to be able to hit the marks. This is radio, damn it. Snafu, referencing yesterday's show and programming, says, Mr. Z, any comments on your buddy? I'm assuming he's referring to Trinity Dave. And he says, any comments on my buddy slapping the flat earth out of the children on the streets? Well, Snafu, I don't know. People, if they want to check out yesterday's show, the end of the show, we had on Trinity Dave and our friend Mitchell, friend of the show Mitchell, friend of the show Dave. And they basically had a dialogue regarding the matter. It seems as though it was continued elsewhere in the metaverse afterwards. So, well, Snafu, I'll say this. I think we presented the evidence. I think all the interested and involved parties were able to speak and present their sides, and I think we'll let the audience make up their own mind. Snafu, I think we'll let the audience make up their own mind. I think we did our journalistic jobs yesterday. I think we really presented the hard-hitting material. We laid out the evidence, and we'll say now that it's in the court of public opinion. Oh, Joe Cool says he has 95,000 subscribers, but who's counting, right, Joe? Much love, Joe. Much love. Flash Eyes here. Flash Eyes here. Who else rolled up? Moose is here. Good morning to you, Moose. Good morning. Right on. My pleasure, Snafu. It's my pleasure. It's good having you on the show yesterday for even the brief amount of time that we got to see our friend Snafu. Yeah, Moose is here. Much love, Moose. Much love. Rolled by Saturn in the house. Nachaketo. Nuba. Andrew B. in the house. I'd imagine Andrew B. has a lot of thoughts on yesterday's goings-on here at the Z Show. By the way, guys, the Z Show is rapidly turning into the Z Network. Joe Cool, I might have to come up with a show for you, Joe Cool, because I'm in development for multiple programming options. Of course, we have programming. Guys, you have to love broadcasting. They literally called it programming as they were programming you, like from the very beginning. From the very beginnings of radio through TV. They had the balls to call it programming as they're programming you. Make it make sense, Joe Cool. It doesn't make sense. Anyway. Yeah, guys, we need to think of a show here in the Z Network for Joe Cool. We already have the Rob Cleveland show in pre-production. We have the Access Rat Blood show, the Suburban Satanist, in production. I'm currently in the works and presenting. I'm going to act as showrunner, producer, director, and writer for a Jack Talcott segment. So, Jack, you got to get up here one of these days. I already have the first segment worked out. And we need a Joe Cool show now. I need to broaden my Joe Cool. I need to go after a more ethnically diverse audience. I need to get the POCs over here. It's a big untapped resource, Joe Cool. You and I think could. He said, "Okay, fuck, wifey woke up. I'm gonna need a cue. Gonna need a few." We know, Joe Cool. We've all seen that wifey of yours. You're real proud of that nice caucus wifey of yours. We know, Joe. We know. It's all right. You go take care of business, Joe. You do whatever you need to do to take care of that little wifey of yours, and we'll be waiting here for you when you come back. So, Moose, you have to help me, we need to brainstorm the Joe Cool show and the Z Network. Just laughing. We need to brainstorm it, Moose. I think we do like a Joe Cool on the street. Like, he's like like Joe Cool's like a detective. Like Peter Falk but a black version of him, you know? Or do we do more like a like a Shazam or something with him? I don't know. Either way, it's probably going to be borderline racist if I do it. No offense, Joe, but I have a fucked up sense of humor. Help me. Come on, Slash Shot. We're brainstorming here for the Joe Cool segment, the Joe Cool sitcom, basically. It doesn't have to be a sitcom. How about we do Columbo? That's the word I'm going for. Remember Peter Falk in Columbo? I think that's what we're going to do. We're going to make Joe Cool Columbo. He's like a black Columbo, but modern day, where he goes around solving crimes. I don't know. That's just what I'm feeling, Joe Cool. We'll talk more about it. I'd imagine Joe Cool's going to be another one. He's going to hit me hard in the negotiations. But don't worry, Joe. I know how to work these negotiations, dude. I know how to bargain, dude. I know the art of the deal, so to speak. Like, put it this way, Joe Cool. Like, I'm going to make the Rob Cleveland show. It's going to happen. But Rob Cleveland pushed me hard in the negotiations. He's icing me out. So we're just going to bring in London McLovin, to play the role of Rob Cleveland in the Rob Cleveland show. So I don't really need Joe Cool to play himself, but I'd rather have you here, Joe. Anyway, I'm spurging out. Much love, Never Take the Jab. Never Take the Jab wants to be my producer. What's Moose say? Joe Cool and his Snow Bunny Queen can be the modern Bonnie and Clyde. That's pretty good, Moose. I like it. I got to rein it in, guys. Not Chiquita loves Columbo. He'll probably love the segment. Yeah. I have a feeling we're going to get Joe Cool up here later to see if Joe Cool and I can come to some kind of understanding, some kind of point where we could sort of maybe find some resolution. Yeah. Who else is here? Our OTW says sounds good, so he must be referencing my my request that he come up at some point soon. Yeah. Underground OG's in house. It's a new name, I think. New name for me. Niles here. Feather Bear. Ramon Marquez. Greetings to you, Ramon. Up early. Getting at it, Marquez. Getting at it. Much love. Yeah. I went off on the Joe Cool show. I don't know how well that's going to go over. We'll have to see. We'll have to see where that goes. I did see your show, Patrick. I saw your show. I saw you basically reviewed the, which we can say is like the new Zapruder film. OTW News Network did some in-depth, hard-hitting reporting. It's pretty much investigative reporting on the Trinity Dave street incident. Oh, I saw it, Patrick. I saw it, dude. When you come up, we'll talk about it if you want. I don't know. It's your segment, Patrick. You present whatever headlines you want, but I mean, I can't see how we wouldn't talk about it. So we can go into it here, and then I'll bring you up in a bit. Yeah, the Trinity Dave street activism footage was basically reviewed, and now could be classified in the same type of infamy as we look at the Zapruder film from the Kennedy incident. I think Patrick did a pretty hard-hitting breakdown. He caught the moment of, let's call it an incriminating moment. I guess the whole audience is waiting on my take. So, yeah, Snafu's letting him know. I did address it, OTW. OTW missed it. He's busy rolling his fucking, 700 spliffs for the day. I picture Patrick wakes up and just starts rolling spliffs because he literally chain smokes the fucking things. He's hopelessly addicted. It's insane. It's crazy. With his early rising show that literally is on at sunset. Like I said, make it make sense, Patrick. It doesn't. What's Nachiketa saying? He said it would be great to have Dave here in the panel. Nachiketa, I guess you missed it yesterday. He was on my show for like an hour, dude. Did you? I guess you didn't see it. Notch, go back to my show yesterday, the last hour of the show. He was up with Mitch, dude. If he wants to come back today, he's welcome. Dave, you're welcome to come back today if you want to set the secretary. But I will say, Dave, I gotta say, Dave, it appears that the Truthiverse really turned on you yesterday. The Truthiverse has spoken, Dave, and it seems like the Truthiverse wants answers, man. I'm not sure, Dave. I think I gave my commentary on it yesterday. As far as the Zapruder moment, when the hand went to the face, I had not seen that in the original, my original viewing of the footage. So I do thank OTW News and his correspondents and his expert panel for basically investigating the matter further. But either way, my take is still relatively the same. Yeah. Well, anyway, Dave, if you're listening, the audience wants you back up today. So if you're so inclined, yeah. The audience wants you back up. Niall says there was a second bloody lip on the grassy knoll, or was there a second bloody lip on the grassy knoll? Snafu says Dave be slapping the flat earth into these children. Dave, you're bringing new meaning to the term flat smack. In the whole flat earth community, there's a popular term called flat smacking. Dave, it doesn't mean to literally... Come on, Andrew B. You know this is funny. Austin, Melodome. I think Dave took flat smacking to a different level. Dave, when you flat smack somebody, you don't literally slap them across the face, dude. That's not... Oh, God. Niall, this stuff writes itself, Niall. It writes itself. Dave, flat... Dave's fucking flat smacking the shit out of these kids. I don't know, Dave. Maybe they need it, dude. Oh, God. I can't help it. Fuck. All right. This is not professional. I can slap the kid in the face. Dave. Oh, all right. Get it together. Get it together. You fucking... Oh my God. Dave. All right. This has never happened to me before. I've never just lost it. Give me a second, guys. Can't take it. He fucking... Trinity Dave literally fucking flat smacked him right in the fucking... Stop. I can't take it, man. You can't write this stuff. You can't write this shit. Hold on, guys. I need to get it together. Oh, Jesus. Trinity Dave, dude. You're becoming Dave, don't worry about it. Dave, ride the wave. They say there's no bad publicity, my friend. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Ugh. Jesus, criminities. It's okay, Dave. Don't worry about it. Where's Heidi been? Has Heidi gone missing? Did Heidi elope with Thunder Chicken? I don't know. Where'd they go? Oh, sorry, guys. Dave, you can't literally flat smack people, dude. Anyway. Come on, Dave. Come on. Moose, help me out here, Moose. Help me get out of this ditch, dude. I ran into a ditch, dude. I ran into a broadcasting ditch this morning with this Flat Earth Dave thing. With this Trinity, not Flat Earth Dave, Trinity Dave. Help me out, Moose. Help me out. Okay. Let's bring it back, guys. Much love, Trinity Dave. Don't worry about it. This will end up good for you. God forsaken bid. All right, everybody. Get it together. All right. I can't take it. Oh, Dave. That's all right, Dave. Live and learn. Live and learn. Fuck. It's all right, Dave. No problem. Who else is here? Can't. Papa Will in the house. Trailer park person in the house. It's a crazy icon, dude. It's a crazy icon. Niall, I want to hear your take on the Flat Earth subject, Niall. I'd be interested to hear Niall's take on the whole thing. Glyph's in the house. Boy. What's Moose say? At least it's not his own kids. Slash says, oh, hell no. He doesn't get off that easy. Are you on the warpath too, again, Slash Shy, against Trinity Dave? It seems like the whole truther community has posseed up against you, Dave. It's not looking good. It's not looking good. They've mobbed up against you. That's the thing, Trinity Dave. Once the mob gets going, it takes on a life of its own, as you know from your street activism. Something about you, Dave. You seem to rub people the wrong way. Everywhere you go, people just mob up. They get out their pitchforks and fucking torches and come after you, Dave. You might want to look at that, dude. You might want to work on your delivery. It's something about it, man. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's the accent. I'm not sure, dude. Yeah, Slash Eye said she's part of the mob. She's fucking going at it. Oh, she said I made a fool of myself. It's funny, Slash Eye. You were one of Dave's staunchest defenders at the beginning, and now you definitely flipped on him. You flipped on him. There's no fucking. I mean, I'm gonna drop the link in a bit, Slash Eye. Moose, Slash Eye, Snafu, all these other guys, people. If you want to come up and lend your voice to this hot topic this morning, it is an open panel. Once I drop it in, you guys can come and talk. Yeah, because Slash Eye, you were like becoming a Trinity Dave fan. Like you were like up in his chat and following everything, and even you turned on him. Unbelievable, man. Unbelievable. Yeah, I don't know, Dave. Just embrace it. Don't worry about it, Dave. Eventually, the mob will be onto somebody else. It's like these news cycles, guys, that you see on the mainstream news media. Like the news cycle is it's like a 3-day news cycle, maybe less, like a 1-day news cycle. Right? Like in the past, before this whole world of social media, the internet, the news cycles would be like a week or two or a couple months. They'd present you with some type of skirmish, conflict, or war, or some type of whatever event, and they'd play it out for a certain amount of time. But then as you find, as technology has advanced, as multimedia has progressed and people's attention span has diminished, you find the news cycles are increasingly shorter. So you'll find a headline for like a day or two, and then it'll be gone. They'll be on to something else. So, Trinity Dave, I guess my point is, given the current climate and people's short attention spans, this should cycle out of the news relatively soon. So, just hold on, Trinity Dave. You might want to get yourself some type of press secretary or agent or somebody that can represent you during these troubled times. You might have to come up with a statement, Dave. Dave, I would recommend that you be like, what's the word? Conciliatory? Is that a word? Niall's my word guy. Conciliatory in your approach, Dave. Humble. Even apologetic. But I could be wrong. Other people would disagree. They'd give you the complete opposite advice. They tell you to stand on your square. But I recommend a conciliatory tone as you approach the next few days. Take it for what it's worth, Dave. Much love. We love you, though, Dave. You're a friend of the show. You definitely are. Snafu's going off about Marfugal. Snafu, have you gone a day in your life without saying the word Marfugal? I think you just love saying the word Marfugal. It's a fun word to say, but Snafu says Marfugal thought the same, Z. That was a few years back. Yes. Niall says, yes, willing to conciliate or to make concessions. Thank you, Niall. OTW's laughing this morning. You got to understand, guys, I have to get OTW up fairly early in the show, or his desires and instincts are going to take over, and he's just going to like uncontrollably press the go live button on his channel. OTW has impulse control issues when it comes to the metaverse. He's addicted. I'm telling you, Patrick, get help. This metaverse is just going to pull you in more and more. It's like a vortex. It just sucks you in, man. It really is. It really is. Yeah, Sly and OTW are having problems. They go at it often. They're going at it in the chat right now. But Patrick, dude, get help. This metaverse is not good for us. It's a siren call. The siren call of these metaversal streets are just going to pull you in. It's alluring, Patrick, but it only leads to destruction. Oh, godforsaken bid. Fucking hilarious. It really is. That's funny. Yeah, so let me get back to what I'm proposing for Talcott. Because he says he listens to my restream because he's 3 hours behind me on the west. He's on the West Coast, so it's tough for him to make it. But I'm putting the call out to Talcott to come here, Jack. You got to come here one of these mornings again. He's been here, but because I'm doing a segment called Talcott Reads the Classics, where Talcott comes on, and I present him with different Hollywood classic movie scripts, like different moments from Hollywood. And Jack and I go, and maybe we bring other characters up or other people up to play different roles. And we're going to recreate these special movie classic moments, but with Talcott, right? That's the thing. So we need the Talcott Clip Collections guy to pay attention whenever I do these segments. So I already have the first one ready, Jack. It's already in the can, ready for you. So get your ass up here, Talcott. You insane son of a bitch. Let me do something with you. Because like I said the other day, I can't just bring Talcott up and have him talk loop over and over again about ending all wars, ending, all government secrets, and his whole prosperity bullshit. I can't have that, but I could take a little bit of that. So we need to do something with Jack to get him up here, give him a platform. And then he could pitch all that bullshit, on the side as like an ancillary thing. So, yeah. Talcott reads the classics. That's the working title for the Talcott segments. We're going to leave it there, Moose coming up with a controversial statement. He says, "You don't get a free pass. If my child got slapped by Dave, I'd beat his ass with the whole crew, and then I'd find out what the hell my child did." Interesting. Moose seems like he's triggered. I got to say, Trinity Dave, there's been a few defenders in my comments, but the court of public opinion has made their ruling, and they want their pound of flesh, so to speak, Trinity. Dave, you may have to come up and speak on the matter this morning. I don't know. I don't want to be self-interested because I know it's good content, but I don't want to give you bad advice, but I don't know, Dave. Snafu says Dave should address the child slap optics. What can we say, Dave? The metaverse has a mind of its own, dude. Monk and Nacho Keto are going back and forth at each other's necks in the chat. Guys, if you're going to fight, you got to bring it up to the panel when I open it up. People enjoy the passionate discourse, let's say. Monk says, "You're a fool, Nacho. An eye for an eye. Push him back and call it good, or are you going to owe karmic debt?" I don't know. Yeah, I mean, Nachiketa's throwing the smackdown on you, Monk. He's challenging you to come up to the panels. What I'll say, Monk, is Nachiketa makes his ass very available for anybody to discourse with him. He's consistently on these panels. To my knowledge, Monk, we've never seen or heard from you, so you don't really get much respect for being a chat whore, Monk. I'm going to have to agree with our friend Nachiketa in this on this topic. Yeah. What if Dave doesn't come up? I could just do my Trinity Dave impression if he doesn't want to show his face here anymore. Let me work on my Trinity Dave impression. Up, lads. Up us flat, lads. Up us flat. You've been lied to. You're not a monkey on a bowl. You're not a monkey on a bowl. You've been lied to. What finds its level always? What finds its level always? We live in a level horizontal plane. You've been lied to. You've been lied to. Hello, sir. Do you know the earth is flat, sir? Sir? Okay. Hello, ma'am. Oh, ma'am, you're quite attractive, ma'am. Ma'am, it's okay. Oh, yes, I'll take a hug. Don't worry. I know my wife is watching. Sorry. Anyway, earth is flat. Earth is flat. You're not a monkey on a bowl. How was that? Sorry, Dave. Oh, crikey. I got to get it together. So, Dave, if you don't want to come up, Dave, and address the crowd, I'll just be you. Oh, fuck. Sorry, Dave. Why am I losing at this point? All right. Oh, fuck. Fuck. All right. London Man's laughing. So is Ruled by Saturn and all them other guys. Whew, Yeti Life likes it. All right. All right. Now it just says smacktivism. Oh my god. This is too good. Look, for any of my hardcore followers, fans, whatever, you guys know it. I've expressed that I want to go out and do activism. And not after this, guys. I've changed my mind. For all you people who are looking for me to be on the streets, I think I'm scratching that idea. It's sorry, guys. I'm just doing it on the metaverse. I liked Paul's idea. He said if you want to do this stuff, just stand on a corner and give people a little card and say, here's my channel. Come listen to me. You know? Fucking Paul always like in his way, in his Paul enslaved, like uncouth, unrefined manner, like just drops the fucking gems. Point people to your channel, then they could choose to listen or not. I don't know, man. Because I used to tell Paulie Boy, I want to go out and do activism in the streets. And he'd be like, yeah, why, dude? Now I see why. Now I see why. I mean, I get it, Dave. I think you're doing great things, but I don't know. In some ways, we may be playing into their hands, Dave. Because I don't know, man. I don't know. Anyway. Oh, too much. It's too much. It really is. Yeah, smacktivism. Don't worry, OTW. He said I need my hit. Go take your hit, OTW. And we're going to get you up soon. I know we're How could we not be talking about this, guys? I mean, Mitchell, yesterday was your big day, Mitchell, man. You live for days like yesterday, dude. Mitchell was like the Never mind. Never mind. There's so many ways I can go with this. Unfucking believable. Dave, Trinity Dave, you've now immortalized yourself as a metaversal character, man. Don't worry. So have I, Dave. You made it to a Paul and Slave thumbnail. I saw on Paul's show yesterday. There was a thumbnail with all the metaversal meme characters. It was like I was on it. Snafu, O'Shea, Moose, all the familiar faces. And Trinity Dave was on it. You've made your way into meme status, Dave. It's okay. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it, Dave. You're a flat earth meme now. Just roll with it. It's only going to work out good for you in the end, Dave. Don't despair. Don't despair. You got to calm your wife down. Andrea's upset. Andrea, I know you're listening to me, Andrea. Take a deep breath, Andrea. This too will pass. You need to take a deep breath. Andrea, you got to let Dave talk. It doesn't look good when my crowd's going to agree with me because I think they're very observant, much like myself. When Dave's trying to defend himself in this matter, Andrea, it doesn't look good with you trying to jump on screen and Dave having to elbow check you. You understand? I'm surprised you guys didn't see OTW. This is going to be bad. There was a moment in my stream yesterday where Trinity Dave's wife, Andrea, tried to jump in and he had to elbow check her out of the fucking camera. And so Dave, with the fucking the literal flat smack that you gave that 13-year-old and the fucking literal elbow check that you gave your wife yesterday, you're digging yourself into a really deep hole, Dave. Somebody's going to review that footage of the elbow check that you had to give Andrea. See, Andrea, all right, this is going to be a Z drop. I want everybody to go review the tape yesterday when Andrea, Dave's wife, tried to make her way into the screen when he was trying to talk, and he had to fucking elbow check her out of the way. I want this to be a lesson to all you wives, significant others out there. Just let your man speak on his own matters, especially when it involves him and him alone. Don't try to speak for him. It doesn't work out for you and more specifically for him. You understand, Andrea? And I love you, Andrea, but this is going to help you too. When Dave is defending himself and when he's discoursing and dialoguing with another man, just let him go. You have to resist the urge to be his mommy. You have to do it, Andrea. That's something you're going to have to work through. And any woman listening here, it's not a good thing. You have to let him speak on his own. You have to. Because you had to come in, and he did the right thing by doing that. By I know you're really big on boundaries, Andrea. You violated a boundary by trying to come on screen and speak when Dave was speaking. You crossed like an emotional and Dave's sovereign boundary there when you did that. See what I mean? It's not a good look. It's not. And this is for any women like that. You have to resist the urge to play mommy. And I know it's really the man's fault because when men get into these relationships and they engage in certain dynamics, the man is accountable for fostering that dynamic in the relationship. Because society at large is trying to push that agenda. Oh, the patriarchy's this, the patriarchy's that. But you're really just substituting it for a matriarchy. And that's not good. So, anyway, maybe we could learn something. What do you think about that, Snafu? What's your thoughts on my take right there on the Trinity Dave elbow check that he had to give his wife yesterday? Yeah, the optics are high, Snafu. I had to point that out, Andrea. I hope you take it for what it's worth. Oh God, this is too much. This is fucking too much. It really is. I'm worried about Heidi. Where's Heidi? What happened? Heidi's become my de facto Heidi's like my man, what's his name? Like my sidekick. Where is Heidi? You know? Where is she? I don't know, guys. Should we be worried about Heidi? She's usually the one I go to kind of like kick something back. And, you know, I'll be like, oh, I'll go to Heidi. Then I'll just kind of say something. And then, where is she? She's my Ed McMahon. That's what I was looking for. Oh, okay. Hold on. All right. Andrea is in the chat right now. She's talking to Snafu. Andrea says, Snafu, I am his wife. Why don't you ask me? What did you ask, Snafu? What did you ask her? Snafu said, does Dave slap the flat earth out of his wife? And Andrea's right here to answer. I don't know, guys. It's heating up. Renegade 1. Why am I focused on Heidi now? Should we be worried about Heidi? I don't know. It's weird. Nachiketa says, Andrea, is Dave here? Will he be willing to speak about what happened with us in the panel? Andrea, the metaverse mob has turned on Dave. And they've gotten their pitchforks. They've gotten the torches lit. And they want Dave. They want him up here to speak. So. Anyway. Who knows? Who knows? But we do have Andrea here. Andrea, here's the thing. Andrea, I would like you to come up here on one. Okay, Andrea, here's the thing. On one hand, I'd like you to come up here only for content. But if I'm going to be real, Andrea, you probably shouldn't come up here. Dave needs to speak for himself, Andrea. You have to realize that. It's not a good look for you. Andrea, honestly, it's really not even a good look for you to be speaking in the chat right now. I'm sure many would agree with me. It's Andrea, you need to kind of recede into the background until this controversy blows over. You have to. You really do. Take it for what it's worth. What do I know? What do I know? I'm sure Marquez would agree with me in Ruled by Saturn. Ruled by Saturn seems to have really good advice. Ruled by Saturn seems to be pretty logical and reasonable. Ruled by Saturn, what advice would you give the Trinities, both Dave and Andrea? What advice would you give them regarding the current goings-on here? I'm interested to see your take on it, Ruled by Saturn. Yeah. Yeah. Snafu agrees with my advice, but I'm actually looking for what Ruled by Saturn has to say about it, because I think Dave needs to stand on this one. Anyway, like I said, what do I know? I'm just worried about Heidi. Just worried about her. Yeah. Not sure. I know you guys are dying for me to drop that fucking link in this morning. I can tell you guys are chomping at the bit. Like, I have my finger on the pulse of the Truthiverse. And I know when the Truthiverse is fucking ready to pop, and you guys are just really all fired up about this whole situation. It's funny how the mob works, man. It's like when you guys want that fresh meat, you just become ravenous. You're like a frenzy of like sharks just fucking losing their minds. You smell blood in the water, and then that's it. And I'm telling you, Dave and Andrea, they smell blood right now. They really do, for so many reasons. Yeah, Tristan, it is like Pavlov's dog. Like once they get a whiff, it's like the conditioned response kicks in, and everybody just wants their pound of flesh. They really do. London Man says they're like piranhas in the water waiting for the link. Right, like Rob Cleveland. This is day 4 of no Rob Cleveland. I think he's officially exited Z Show. I think he has. There's no doubt about it. Rob Cleveland's made his exit. He really has. Rob London Man's laughing. All right. I'll drop the link for you guys. 7 a.m. It's the 7 o'clock hour here in Z Show. Which the hours really don't matter for you guys. It's just the second hour. I realize more and more, a lot of my listeners are they're like, let's say, not American. They're all over the place. Australia, New Zealand, England, fucking Denmark, Sweden, Thailand. That's just a few of the places. Been around the world. Around. You can go around the flat world, guys. All right, links in the chat. Let's try to get OTW on first. And we'll do the OTW news segment. And I don't know if you're still out there, Joe Cool. I know you had to go take care of your little lady there, Joe Cool. But we're waiting for you. And who knows? Yeah, Toberg says it's 1 p.m. in France. So he's 5 hours ahead of me. France and England apparently to be right on that same timeline. Because I know all my friends in London are 5 hours ahead of me too. So the English and the French seem to be more or less on this in the same time zone. No, I guess France is an hour ahead because London man's in London and it's noon for him. So France is 6 hours ahead of me. I guess that's what you're saying, Tilburg. Okay, right. France is 6 hours ahead. All right, I'm getting this down. I'm getting this down. 6, right. Thanks, Max and 10. Appreciate it. Come on up, Patrick. That's the thing with Patrick. He'll be in the chat all morning, and then when it's time for his segment, like, he'll disappear. You won't fucking see him. Yeah, Snafu's in Arizona. So it's 3 hours. He's 3 hours behind me. Come on, anybody can come up. It doesn't have to just be OTW. The link's in the chat for anybody. I wanted to talk to Joe Cool, but you guys are so fired up about this Trinity Dave thing. It's going to be hard to focus here this morning. All right. We got people rolling in. Come on, OTW. I want to get you on first, but people are rolling in ahead of you. Unbelievable. That's the thing about Patrick. Like I said yesterday, he can't get out of his own way sometimes. Patrick, you're OTW News, man. You're very emotional. You're very emotional. And I know you think that's an asset for you. I know you think that's like endearing for, an endearing part of your personality, and that you're almost proud of it. But I would say it's probably something that you should look into, dude, because like watching a guy be like so ruled by his emotions. I know a lot of it's metaversal hijinks and it's theatrics. I get that, Patrick, but I know a lot of it's not, because you've taken some of that vitriol into real life. Like when I had to fucking block you from my contact list of my cell phone, so that tells me it's more than hijinks. You need to rein in that, like, that compulsion you have just to react on your emotions, dude. It's crazy. Trish Bastone says it's a Canadian thing. Like I said, I know a lot of it's not his fault, Trish. He grew up as a French Canadian. He grew up in like some collectivist dystopia where the president or prime minister, whatever the fuck he is Justin Trudeau, which yesterday I called him Justin Thoreau for some reason. When your president is Justin Trudeau, when your president is the illegitimate bastard child of communist leader Fidel Castro, of course you're going to be fucked up a little bit. I get it. So you have to understand, Trish, I cut Patrick a lot of slack. I understand his inherent limitations. His limitation to being French Canadian, like, I get it. But even so, even in light of his obvious French Canadian limitations, he still needs to rein it in a bit. Anyway. Shifty Eyes Shady says French people are emotional. They are emotional. I've seen these French movies. They're all moody and emotional. Everybody just chain smokes cigarettes. They fight, fuck, eat. Like, everything is just overly indulgent in their stupid culture. No offense, all you French people, but you guys are like a little too much. You're too indulgent. You're too decadent in the way you live your lives. It's too much for me. I can't take the French culture. It's too much. Get a hold of yourselves. Unbelievable. Patrick is literally here all morning being a little chat hero, and then when it's time for his segment, he doesn't show up. It's crazy. Let's bring up Nachiketa. Nachiketa, welcome back to Z Show.
Hey, what's up? What's going on? A lot of shit's been happening in the last day. Yesterday, I was out most of the time, and I heard what happened on OTW, and then so I had to go see your channel and rewatch that. And so, I mean, look, like everybody has made mistakes. Everybody gets that. It's not like, I'm perfect, you're perfect, or anybody's perfect. But I don't know. I mean, there's video evidence of what has happened, and that's all we see. And look, there's other stuff that's kind of going on out there. Maybe we didn't see. And the thing is, you were here, Z. You spoke to Dave. Did Dave say that he touched that child in the face or not? What did he say? Do you remember?
Here's the thing. We know there was there was physicality, right?
Mhm.
There was chest bumping. People were pushing in the melee. The real question is, who's culpable? Where's the culpability?
Yeah.
Is there a mix of culpability, or can we put it on either party or any party? Now,
yeah,
I did say on my show, if you review it, that it's hard to see from the tape, from what I saw at the moment. So when I was commenting yesterday, I hadn't seen the isolated face grab. All right. However, I did say that it appeared as though whatever was going on in the moment, Dave appeared to take a forward step towards the one kid. And it was in that moment of the forward step that the melee happened. Now, Dave says that he feels as though his forward step was preceded by a grab to his phone. Now, I didn't see any evidence of that, but he claims it. Now, so that was my take on it. That I thought that there was, look, it was a heated moment. You can see temperatures were rising. I do think the kids were engaging in some type of pack mentality. Whether or not people want to argue that it was initiated by Dave or not, I saw like a mob-like mentality taking place now.
Yeah.
Whether or not Dave is culpable because of any potential forward step towards the boy, I think remains to be determined. All right, that's kind of where I am on the subject, because because it appears to be there was a forward step before the face grab.
Yeah.
Right. So I'm trying to put it in chronological order, because if we're to try to, let's say, discern any culpability from the matter, I think we need to look into that. Your take?
Yeah. No, and look, like I like Dave, and I followed his channel for some time. I mean, maybe not for years, but I know he's very active. And, I'm supportive of flat earth, smacking, mushing, but the thing is, when it comes to these type of things, all I'm saying is that we need to take accountability. Look, I don't think he needs to be, I don't know, punished or whatever. I mean, like people say, it's not a big deal and let's move on. Okay. So if it's not a big deal, then we can just talk about it. He can own up to it. I mean, it's like very clear that it has happened, and maybe he can bring clarity to the situation. Right? Only he and the people who were there can bring clarity to the situation. He was here yesterday, and from what I've heard, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, that he has denied. He has denied talking with you, that he has pushed that kid or did anything with it. And then if you go on with the video, he talks to the police, and I guess somebody called the police on him, and he said that he didn't touch the kid, right?
Right. Bobbies. I think they're called bobbies in England. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong.
Whatever. It doesn't matter.
I think it's weird they're called bobbies. Hold on, Nacha. I want to bring up Snafu Snaps, because you there, Snafu? I'm going to bring you up now, because I want Snafu specifically to address Andrea, Trinity Dave's wife, because Andrea, specifically yesterday on my show, Dave was live on the air, and he was discoursing with Mitchell, and you tried to barge your way on screen, and Dave had to elbow check you out of the fucking screen. And I noticed it, and I want to get Snafu Snaps' take on this thing. Snafu Snaps, welcome back to the show.
Thank you, Mr. Z, Mr. Notch. Mr. Notch, I got to disagree with you. Dave came on here yesterday lying to me and Mitchell's face and Z's face and all the viewers' faces. Absolute lies. Hence why OTW and many of us reviewed more of it, as you said. Dave doesn't realize the metaverse is real verse. And to the wife out there, I find it more funny and here, it's not funny if you're getting a flat earth slapped out of you. Okay. If he's doing it to children, he might be doing it to you. But here's what's funny is you're in Z's chat right now. You're his wife. So this is a second time you're in Dave's business, so to speak, as Z's trying to say. And the wise words that the man said is true. I would advise Dave to come correct or come here and explain himself. And it's really for me the issue of why you lie to our faces, Dave, when we knew you were lying. That's really my issue. And again, like I said, if the LBGTQ and the BLM are fucking hands-on, hey, the flat earthers are going hands-on with kids too. Dave, if you got the handbook, maybe it's a new thing for the flat earthers. I just, my whole thing, Dave, is by you having your wife here in Z's chat right now, I mean, she might as well just come on the panel and speak for you, bro. Because he's watching. She went and ran off and telling him. She's fucking, come on, guys, let's not be dumb about it. So Trinity, Mr. Dave, I would recommend come up here and have a chat with the people and let them ask questions.
And let me address something real quick, if you don't mind, Z. So in the chat, Ruled by Saturn is saying, hey, Nachiketa, why don't you make Dave come and make him say what I can't make people say anything. Like, what are you trying to get us into a physical altercation with each other? I mean, it's one thing if I was in the streets and if I saw somebody, I don't care if you're a flat earther or Mandela affected, but if they're pushing, a kid in front of me, especially my kid, you're going to have issues. Okay. But I wasn't there. That's why we want to have a conversation. I can't make people say what I want them to say, ruled by Saturn. So you can come up. 1 second. Let me just finish. So one second. Let me just finish. Ruled by Saturn or Monk, you're welcome to come up and have a conversation, instead of saying nonsense in the comments section, over here.
Well, Dave's a grifter. He's a pogo fucking narrative type mentality grifter.
I don't know if I agree with that.
Beat the flat earth out of your kids. That's activism at its highest. It's happening with everyone now. My whole thing, Dave, is don't let your wife, or actually your wife should come up and power. She's watching. Dave's watching right now. Either one of you two should show up. Man up, Dave. Correct yourself. You're a big YouTuber. You're big in the flat. See, this actually makes flat earthers look bad because people say you represent them. Oh my God, he's not a grifter. Come on, dude. That's the first reason Mitch and I called his bitch ass out. Is the grifting optics.
I don't know. That might be a bridge too far there.
Yeah, well, I also would. Yeah.
When he's doing what he's doing, and then the next second he's asking for money, and he's lying about slapping kids,
right?
And all this other shit. Man, that's some optics, Z.
Almost every creator that you see here is going to have some type of financial remuneration, right. There's always going to be a component to it, dude.
I'm not stuck on his grifting optics. I'm just pointing out what I see. I mean, you don't have to slap children and then ask for donations. He could just ask for donations, not slap children. No, my whole thing is, I get it. We're content creators. We're doing our thing. That's the point, dude. If he's running this business, if he's trying to be out in the world, and he knows that there's division on subjects like this, real world division, the thing that got me I do First Amendment audits at post offices, and I do things like that and blah, blah. I've been in situations where people grab your cameras, people fucking throw punches at you, people try and take your shit and smash it, and you got to train yourself if you do on the street shit, Z. I've been doing this for years, and it still could be, things could pop off. This guy was totally unprepared, fucking didn't fucking act professional and try to act professional.
Look, and it's whatever. It's not the end of the world. It's not the end of the world. It was a little bit of mushing. We get it, but that's all. That's all. But grifting, that is being overused a lot. People can accept donations if they want, and they have the platforms to do it. And it does. Look, who cares? Some people have a paywall, and some people don't. Whatever. I don't.
Sly said, why did I mention LGBTQ and the BLM? Well, if the LGBTQ and the BLM are going hands-on with situations, now we see the flat earthers who are calling it activism, who are pushing the narrative.
Hold on, Snafu. I'm gonna put you guys in the back. You're welcome to stay and hang around if you want. I'm gonna put you in the. See, why does it always do that?
For sure.
Hold on.
Hey Z, that was good advice you gave the wife though, and I just recommend you guys, Dave. This is bigger than you think, but it's not a big deal. Like Notch said, I would just come talk to the people, man. Be a man. Talk to them. You'd lied to our faces, and
Fair
you
enough,
should just talk to them.
Hold on. I'm putting
All right,
Snafu in the back. Put Nog in there. I'm going to bring up OTW. It's his segment now. We'll likely bring you guys back. All right. If you want to come back, Notch, just hang out. It's up to you. You do whatever you want. All right, everybody. Well, somehow I have a feeling, Patrick, we're going to be continuing the subject, but let me give you your proper entrance. Ladies and gentlemen, it's that time of the morning. It's the time where we welcome our good friend, our French-Canadian friend, our friend Patrick from OTW News. And he's here to give us all the headlines from around the Truthiverse. Like I said, I'm pretty sure where I know we're going to go with this, but it's his segment. We'll let him run with it. Without any further ado. Is that a term? Niall, is there a term without any further ado? Or I just make that up? I don't want to use that every day and have it not even be a word or a proper term anyway. Without any further ado, let's welcome OTW News. OTW, welcome back.
OTW! What's up, ladies and gentlemen? OTW News back on the breaking news alert this morning. We have some great stories for you this morning, ladies and gentlemen. We have Mr. Martin Lightke and Jason from Archaics meeting up and have a video if you guys would like to go check that out. It was pretty long before anything actually happened, and maybe you guys would like to go check out that nothing happening for a few hours before actually something happened. So great. It was a great presentation by Archaics and Martin Lightke. Obviously, the fact that they meted up was actually pretty awesome. So go ahead and check that out. What are your thoughts, Z?
Well, I've spoken on my my thoughts on their collaboration. I'm for it. I'm pro Archaics and Liedtke collabing with each other. Like I said, I'm not quite ready to give our friend Archaics a ticket aboard the airship across the ice wall. I don't think he's quite there yet. But I do. I like the collaboration, and while it's on my mind, I was over on London Man's channel, London McLovin's channel, a couple days ago, and both Martin Liedtke and Campbell from Autodidactic came on at the same damn time, and it seemed to be a nice little moment there over on the London McLovin channel. Yeah, London Man.
Wow.
I saw Martin and fucking Autodidactic simultaneously popped on his show. So London Man getting some shine. Much love, London Man.
Congratulations, London Man.
But yeah, that's my feeling on it. I'm a Martin guy. I'm a Liedtke guy. Liedtke's like top of my list. He's
same here.
You don't really. You're not going to really find Z sitting down and getting too much into the Archaics content. Now, I've tried, Patrick, and to be fair, excuse me. Sorry about that. To be fair,
it's all the laughing that you've been doing this morning.
Yeah, oh god, I lost it a couple times. This whole thing, dude. But
dude,
to be fair,
you cracked me up so much. I was laughing with you. I was like, when somebody else is laughing and you just can't help yourself, it just pops up inside you. And I was like,
yeah,
that was good.
Let me finish my Archaics thought though, because I know the crowd wants to know. I can't speak intelligently on his content because I really haven't sat down and reviewed it. Right, something about his energy, his vibe, it doesn't resonate with me. Right, so when I sit down and watch Martin, there's a harmony there. It resonates with me. Right, Martin's energy is something I could sort of get along with, and then I'm engaged in his material. But there's something about the Archaics thing that I have a dissonance to, and so in all fairness, maybe I haven't given his actual material a fair shake. But that being said, I think I said enough, Patrick. I said enough on that one.
All right. So would you like for us to move on to our next story?
Yeah, let's go.
All right. So for our next story today, ladies and gentlemen, we would have Mr. Paul Unslaved seemingly having maybe some confrontational issues with Mr. Zetetic Warrior himself, our host for today. We have him putting Zetetic Warrior on the meme. So we're asking ourselves questions over here in the metaverse, wondering if you guys are still in a good term relationship, or are things going off the rail? So this is the question here at OTW News, and I guess maybe a lot of people out there. What are your thoughts on that, sir?
Great one, Patrick. Coming with the hard-hitting topics. Patrick's not holding back. That's why I like the segment, Patrick, is because you're going to push the envelope. First, I'll say Paul apparently doesn't make his thumbnails. Somebody makes them and gives them to him. That's the first thing. Number two,
he does approve them, though. He's the one who puts them up.
No doubt. Number two, I'll say, is that it's all love. It's all love from my end. And I'd imagine it's all love from Paulie's end. But he could surely speak for himself. Trish says, I'd love to see you back on Paul's once in a while. Here's the thing. I'll just put it like this. I desire a collaborative relationship with the Unslaved One. And I imagine in the future, you'll see great things. How's that? Let's leave it there. Let's leave it there, Patrick.
All right. So our final story for today was actually, you guys have already burned my story, but I was going to come up with the Trinity Dave. Obviously, I figured I leave that one for last since we were already talking about it before I came on, and and you said that we would most likely keep talking about it. Here are the updates from OTW News. From our perspective, there was a little bit of pushing around and everything, and Mr. Trinity Dave ended up putting his hand on a young man's face. Now, that being said, in my opinion, and this is my personal opinion, there is no good reason to put your hand on on a child's face, whether he be a teenager or not, underage, and not in the means to be able to defend himself, towards an adult. So that being said, I think you needed more discernment in that situation, and I do realize that you said that you could have acted differently on Z's show. The point of all this is the fact that you actually lied to everyone. Right. So maybe this is what you should be held accountable for the most. Like, we all realize that you made a mistake, and it's all human beings make mistakes, but you could at least own up to the situation. And at least, I offered you to come over on OTW News yesterday for you to come and speak on the matter. And you did not present yourself. Maybe you did not know I was live, or I did mention it on the Z's Ending show yesterday. But you've also been offered to come on here, and I believe that, in my opinion, again, you should at least come and apologize publicly, to the children, but also to your community, the Flat Earth community, and everybody that actually had believed in you. Just to have lied to them live on Zetetic Warriors broadcast yesterday, I think that's a big issue, sir. If you want people to trust you, you shouldn't be outright lying. When afterwards I did like as Zetetic Warrior was saying, a deep dive reporting a segment on you, and it lasted 8 hours, sir. So I mean, I think maybe you should think about that. And like, people had things to say about it, and I think it's important that you come up and come correct. So I'll yield back to you, Z.
Yeah, Patrick. Interestingly enough, dude, you seem to have been a big Trinity Dave supporter before
Absolutely.
yesterday. You were one of his supporters. I mean, I even pointed out that they were playing your insanely racist and bigoted Flat Earth rap song. They were playing your song during his his street activism. So not only
Sorry,
were you,
I didn't hear you. What did you say?
So not only were you one of his biggest fans, but it appears like they were a big OTW fan up until yesterday. So I don't know, man. I'll try to say this, man. I'm gonna do my best to remain somewhat neutral on the subject because I wasn't there, and I think there's a lot of things we need to account for. I think Flat Earth Dave does something that's very unique. I keep calling him Flat Earth Dave. It's not. It's Trinity Dave. I think he does something unique, and I think unless we're in his shoes, so to speak, it'd be hard to really make any discernment on the situation. But that being said, Dave, you put yourself out there as a public figure, so to speak, and there's really, I don't think there's, I think everything's on the up and up.
Let me interrupt you. Let me interrupt
Go ahead.
you. Think about it. All right. Let's say this is an industry, right? Okay. Let's say we're NBC News or something, whatever, right? And Mr. Dave here is actually a reporter on the ground for, let's say, and we'll even put it in the Flat Earth News or something, whatever, right? And he's on the ground. So in any company, business, and industry or anything, if this would have happened, if the reporter would have been fired. All right. Am I wrong?
Well, but here's the thing. He's not representing like a corporation.
I understand that, but I'm just trying to put it in terms of, as if he's still representing something. He's representing the truth, and he's also representing Flat Earth or the globe lie. So somewhere in that, there's people that are identified to that. And if he's, doing things that are not accepted by the public and socially, I think that he should come correct, at least apologize, say, I did something wrong. I apologize. I do realize through seeing the footage again, everyone's talking about it. He should just come up and just come correct. It would be fine afterwards. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I don't believe that. Go ahead.
How do you answer the claim by some that people's view on this is being colored by their particular thoughts on the flat Earth subject? Because some are making an argument that basically anti-flat earthers are just going to be against Dave no matter what. But the other argument could be made from the other side is that if you're a staunch flat earther, you're going to be more inclined to defend David in this circumstance. What are your thoughts that people are being biased by their particular stance on the subject?
All right. I'm going to make it very simple. We'll leave the flat earth out of it and the globe story out of it. Put this in a different situation. Where it wasn't the flat earth. He put his hand on a kid. I'm sorry, man, but from here in Canada, where I come from, that's intolerable.
Let me ask you, if those kids had laid hands on him first, would you say the same thing, or would you consider it self-defense?
I would have thought it was his responsibility to leave. He was
Come on, man. Hold on, I'm going to push you on this. Well, I know we're going to engage in speculation now, but you're telling me he had 10 kids around him, regardless of the circumstance. If they had attacked him, you're telling me that I'm not saying this is a situation. We're taking a different thought experiment. Come on, it still would have been self-defense, dude. You can't just blanketly say you can't put. Hold on. I'm trying to bring you back from your cupcake fucking collectivist communist Canadian ways, dude. Like I said, it's not your fault that Justin Trudeau's your fucking leader. My point is this. People want to make blanket statements. Never touch a woman, never touch a kid. If a woman's coming at you with a knife, you can touch her, right? It's self-defense. If 10 kids attack you, you can touch them. So let's try to avoid making blanket statements, Patrick. It's easy to go down the snowflake politically correct route and just say you can never touch a kid. The question is, who made the first move towards physicality? Who broke the personal boundary first? That's the question. We got to get away. We can't just say you can't touch a kid. Stop it. We all know if a fucking 15-year-old comes at me with a machete, I could defend myself, right? So the point is, who's culpable in this circumstance? Let's get away from the dogma. Floor's yours.
All right. So from the perspective that we see in the video, the first physical interaction was done by one of the kids. This is what we perceive in the video. He did move forward towards a gentleman when the young gentleman said to him to fuck off, right? So he said what? He moved forward towards the gentleman, and then in that instant, other people around found that it was a hostile move, most likely, and one of the young gentlemen intervened and started pushing Trinity. So this is obviously we see that the young gentlemen are the ones who started the physical interaction. All right. But it was still, I mean, I understand the situation. I understand that he wanted to stand his ground, but as an adult, in my opinion, you walk away from these types of situations, especially when you're with kids. You go towards a group of adults somewhere where you're not, there's
Okay,
ways
but
to
here's the
avoid
thing,
that type
Patrick.
of
Here's the thing.
situation.
Hold on. By that logic, anytime he experiences resistance to his activism, he should just leave.
No, if it was he was surrounded by 10 people, 10 adults, no, I don't believe anybody
So
would
he
say
should back
anything.
down. So you're basically saying that
No,
he
not
his
if he
voice.
was with
Hold
10
on,
no,
hold
I'm
on.
saying if he
Calm
was in
down,
front of,
Patrick.
but I
I'm
just
trying
want
to
to make
make
sure
a
you
point,
understand what
dude.
I'm
I'm trying to
saying.
get to use logic because people want to get their pitchforks and torches all ready for people. They love doing it, man. The crowd loves its fucking pound of flesh. So let's try to be rational in our discussion. All right, hold on. By your logic, you're saying that when somebody is speaking in public, let's not call it activism. A man is speaking in public. By your logic, once he starts basically getting bullied and aggressed upon by a crowd, so to speak, he should just stop. That's what you're saying.
No, that's not what I'm saying. It's like you mentioned adults. If he was surrounded by adults, if he defended himself, that's what I'm saying. There wouldn't be any issues. Nobody would be. This is the issue is because it was a kid and he was surrounded by kids. So are you going to stand there as an adult and argue with kids, or are you just going to walk away? This is the issue.
I
here,
disagree
man.
with you. I disagree with what you're saying. I don't care if it was 100 kids. He shouldn't have to walk away. Now, like I said, don't think I'm caping for Dave here because my take of the thing, I think Dave fucked up, if you want to know the truth. If you really want to know Zetetic Warrior's take, I think Dave could have handled the situation much better. It looks to me that Dave engaged. He took a step forward. I think Dave got in his ego. I think that kid told him to fuck himself. And I think it was the second time. When that kid said, go fuck yourself, I think Dave got in his ego and took a step towards the kid. I'm not saying he touched him, all right? So let's just get to can we stick to the facts of the matter?
But nobody ever said nobody ever said anything about him touching the first kid.
All right, hold on. I love you. Hold on, Patrick. Let's bring Mitchell up.
Right.
Mitchell, I'm not going to leave you up all show, but I'm going to bring you up to say your piece, okay? Let's bring Mitchell back up. Mitchell, welcome back to the stream.
Hey, thanks, man. Yeah, I just definitely think he took a step up to that kid in the black, but yeah, I don't know if, like you said, let's stick to the facts. I don't know if contact was made there, but that initiated the other kid to push him out of his face.
That's my take on it too. My take on the situation is Dave, the one kid, I don't know if he had like red hair or whatever. The kid, I think he had a black shirt. The one kid said, fuck you. He said, go fuck yourself. He might have said it twice. He said it, and then it seems as though Dave took a step forward in that moment. I'm just saying, when Dave took that forward step, which could be, Dave, that could be considered an aggressive move on your part. I'm just keeping it 100% real, Dave, and I love you. To me, that's considered an aggressive move. And it seems the other kid reacted to that, Dave. You gave them everything they needed to react to you, bro. I'm just calling it like I see it, everybody. That's where it is. So, Mitchell, you and I seem to be fairly close on our take on this whole thing.
But I'm on the same stance as you guys. I saw exactly what you guys saw. I saw him move towards the young gentleman, and afterwards, the other young gentleman interacted and said, he was telling him he's a kid. He's just a kid, So the fact that he made a step forward was probably just like for them an aggressive movement, and they reacted on it. Now I agree with that, right, with you guys, but I disagree still with the fact that he put his hand on that kid's face and he squeezed it. You understand? He didn't just like push him away. All right. Because this is what he said to the cops. It's what he said to everybody. He even said on your channel that he never even touched anybody. He had didn't realize anybody had a split lip or whatever. So, I mean, he, afterwards, when we analyze the video, you see him. He grabs the kid's face, squeezes his thumbs, and pushes the kid away. That's a no-no, man. I'm sorry. I don't care how close the kid was. Turn around, walk away. All right? They're kids, man. Kids will be kids, man. All right. I don't care if there are 20 kids and they're all fucking ganging up on you. Fucking go to the ground. Put yourself in a little ball.
Come on, Patrick. You're saying dumb shit
kids
right now. Dude.
No, I won't. I don't
Patrick,
care.
you're fucking saying really stupid stuff right now.
No, I'm
dude.
not.
Yeah,
I'm
you
not.
just can't be absolute with it,
If it was
Patrick.
my
'Cause
grandson,
kids
Come
can
on,
be
dude.
my
dangerous.
grandson.
Come on, Patrick. You're gonna come up here and you're gonna play the emotional
Do
card.
you have any
You're
children?
gonna do the emotional appeal to your fucking
No,
to everybody
I'm
here,
a
dude.
fucking father and a grandfather.
This is what's wrong with you, Patrick. You're gonna play that card. You know what you're saying makes no fucking sense, and you're actually destroying your credibility in front of everybody, Patrick. Get right.
Z is trying to make a point, and it is
Yeah,
valid, I
hold
think.
on. You're making me scream. I get a headache when I scream. I'm gonna pass out right on air in front of everybody. Everybody relax. Calm fucking down. I don't like to come on here and scream every morning. I do a 3-hour show every single day, guys. Calm down. Let me ask Mitchell a question. Jesus, criminities. French Canadian fucks are lunatics. All right, Mitchell.
Yeah.
Obviously, the crowd's going to want to hear from Dave. If you were to advise Dave, do you think he should come up and address these things, or should he just fade off and chill out for a couple days and weeks and let this blow over? I got to be honest, Dave, if I were you, like if you came to me as an advisor, and you haven't, obviously, I would recommend that Dave keeps his mouth shut for a while and lets things cool off. What would you recommend to him, Mitchell? If you were to advocate for him, not what we all want, but if you were to advocate for Dave, what would you say to him?
Really just depends where he's at with it all. If he's willing to be truthful, completely honest, maybe pop in for a bit and apologize and, offer a commitment to the truth from this point forward. And, maybe some people will be holding him to a higher standard, but I think, he should maybe fade off a little bit, take a break, rethink things, and come back with a better attitude. I like the guy. I think he does maybe have good intentions. It seems like he could.
I'm going to be really honest here, Trinity Dave, to you. Mitch, I feel like you made some good points yesterday when you were dialoguing with Dave. It appears that Dave has a method, it may be even unconscious or subconscious, where he tries to obfuscate sometimes. And I think it works against him, or he'll try to, instead of addressing the matter at hand, he does a move where he'll sort of promote himself, where he wants to tell you about his history, and you categorize it as he wants to tell you what a good guy he is. But that's not addressing the facts of the matter. I'm not quite sure how I want to communicate my thought here, but I will say that I felt as though Mitch brought up some counterpoints that Dave could do well by at least maybe in some ways taking heed to some of Mitchell's advice or some of Mitchell's dialogue there. So I'm going to tip my hat to you there, Mitchell. You pointed some things out that I think Dave could look at in terms of his presentation, for what it's worth.
Well, I appreciate that. Yeah, I definitely don't have any intentions to tear the man down. He has a lot of life experiences, and if his intent is good, it's really hard to know another man's intent, and I really struggle with the idea of thinking that I do. So he could be an agent or whatever, but I'm skeptical. But I think that he may be just a good man that woke up, realized he was on the wrong side. Now he's trying to do what's right, and that's a valuable perspective to have on the side of truth. But we just need him to be honest. That's all.
Right on. Snafu Snaps is back up. He's got a lot to say this morning. What else you got for us, Snafu?
OTW, you cupcake fuck. You're going to curl up and get killed by anyone? Like,
Right,
dude, do you
Snafu.
understand?
What the who would even come on here and say something so
like,
crazy?
Do you understand that kids 5 years old in other countries, if they're old enough to hold guns or weapons, they're gonna kill you? Our soldiers don't tell you all the stories, but you know how many children they fucking have to slaughter because those kids will slaughter them? And you sat here, I get like the whole kid thing, respect, but you literally said you would sit here and let people take your life away.
You know
Like,
what's
that's
funny?
nuts.
Hold on, Snafu. You know what's funny? I said this about Patrick this morning before he came up, is that he's way too in his emotions. Like, he got on his emotions yesterday because he woke up on the wrong side of the bed and one of his fucking demonic personalities decided to express itself that day. And he decided he couldn't control himself and he was just going to stream, roll out of bed and stream right over top of me. And then he got all butthurt when I tried to address the issue with him, you know, and he gets crazy in his emotions. And I said to you this morning, Patrick, again, before you came on, that, dude, just existing in your emotions like that and letting that govern your behavior. Like when you and I were having metaversal beef and you started spamming my phone, sending me crazy messages, and I had to fucking block you from my contacts. Come on, dude, you got to get a hold of yourself. For you to come on and make the claim you made that he should just roll over. I'm not talking about the circumstance. I said, what, if a group of kids starts attacking you, you're not supposed to defend yourself. And you said, yes, roll over, curl up in a ball. You know that's insane, Patrick.
And you know what? They're going to stab you and kick you and fucking take you out, and you're not going to get to see your family or live anymore. And those kids don't give a fuck. Patrick, dude, that's like some cupcake. You need, like, see, that's what I'm saying. This nation of the world is desensitized, especially Canadians, especially you Canadians over there, and you're desensitized to what's happening around everywhere else. And it's really a shame because it's really bad. It's going to be bad for you guys. You guys are going to learn lessons. You think this metaverse fucking bullshit, like, wait till the real life hits you guys. And OTW, like, that's bad. Like, that's really bad you would even say that or think that. And I know you're telling the truth. I know that's really what you think, whether you act that way, that's what you think. And so you, like, that's the whole hug a buddy, fuck a buddy, love, weaponized love bullshit, bro. I'm going to love so much that I'm going to let people just take my life, injure me, fucking take me out.
Right.
Wow.
And the other thing is,
get arrested by the cops, go to jail, and see what they'll do to you in jail after putting your hands on a kid. And then come back and talk to me, man.
Right, Patrick. Again, you're insane.
You know what? They're going to say the same thing, dude. I've been with many dudes in jail. A kid will kill you just
Hold
as
on,
well as a
Snafu.
fucking man.
Hold on.
Just like U.S. soldiers know. Children, most countries are children.
Rolling, it doesn't stop. We unleashed Snafu on everybody this morning because Patrick's playing the whole "I'm a grandfather" thing. But here's the question, guys: how the fuck is OTW is a grandfather? Is that so weird to fucking think of? First of all, somebody procreated with you, OTW. Somebody committed an act of sexual intercourse, and you guys procreated. That's the first thing. Second thing is. Imagine if OTW was your grandpa. Could you imagine? Like, my grandpa was like, you know, he was like jolly and warm, and he's like was an old guy with like white hair and like a stomach, like a belly, and he was just kind of like a nice guy who knew how to fix things and basically gave me life advice. Could you imagine OTW as your grandpa? Like, he's almost like a literal reincarnation of the fucking Grim Reaper. You know, and then, hi, Grandpa, and he's like doing one of his weird Kundalini breathing fucking techniques as he's holding his semen and try to cultivate the Kundalini serpent to release the Christos oil in his pineal gland. Like, OTW, grandparents don't try to fucking activate their pineal gland using Kundalini practices, dude. You care to speak on that? It's kind of weird.
Z, I want to add on top of that real quick. OTW, you've mentioned your ex was Filipino or other country. And I'm kind of curious, was she one of those like mail order chicks, like from other countries, or you met her? Did she speak full English or broken English? Like, was she foreign and just out in Canada and you met her? Like, because a lot of guys are into foreign women now, and I get it. Western women are.
Snafu.
I'm just curious. I'm just curious.
Stop trying to trigger me, and Z, same thing, guys.
It's not triggering. How if you ordered a chick,
boring
be real.
and long. It's boring and long for me. All right. So
If the
audience
chick
are
barely
enjoying
spoke
themselves.
English and you groomed her,
want me to leave,
if the chick barely spoke
I'm not gonna
English and
sit
you
around here
groomed
and
her, Patrick,
listen to your
What do you
guys'
want me to do?
bullshit.
Get rid of you? You want me to get rid of fucking Snafu? What's your deal?
I don't care. I'll just leave. I'll go start my.
I want
my
you to
live
answer
and
the
fuck it.
question. Have you ever seen another grandpa?
I am not going to answer any of your dumb questions.
All right, can you at least give us some information when you do the Kundalini thing, right? It's all
no.
He doesn't want to go there.
No.
You're distancing yourself from the Kundalini. You're distancing yourself. I don't know, Patrick. You used to be so passionate about it. What happened?
Are you wearing pants underneath that thing, dude? Did you just throw a blazer on?
I've just realized anything I say can be used against me in the court of Zetetic Warrior, so I'm going to shut up. I'm going to have the right to keep silent.
Don't curl up in a ball. That's what we're trying to teach you here, dude.
Never mind.
You're curling up in a metaversal ball right now.
I don't care what I said. I don't care what I said. I'm just saying the guy shouldn't touch a kid. That's it. Final fucking thought. It's like the dot on the I, fucking cross on the T. You fucking dot at the end of the phrase. Okay? Don't put your fucking hands on any kids, man. I don't give a fuck what happened, man. I don't give a fuck, man. You don't get it, man. Yeah.
He's sticking to it. He's sticking to it.
I'm going to stick to it, man. I don't give a fuck.
No, like seriously, so you don't think soldiers who go to other countries where those kids are trained to kill you?
He wasn't in the Bronx, man. He was in fucking...
it's a child. Right. No, I'm just saying...
His life wasn't in danger, you dumb shit.
Exactly.
But you just said no kid, period.
That's racist, Patrick. What you just said is...
You guys
Patrick, what you just said is blatantly racist. You have to know that.
I'm saying that the Bronx is a fucking bad neighborhood, and it doesn't mean who cares who lives there. That's not the point, man. A bad neighborhood's a bad neighborhood. He was not in a bad neighborhood, man. He was in a civilized neighborhood. All right.
That's incredibly racist.
He could have acted civilized.
Snafu, does he not realize how fucking bigoted what he just said was?
Dude, I'm just OTW. You surprise me all the time. But some of your statements make no sense to me. Like you're oxymoron. You're oxymoron. And first you're saying no one should ever touch kids. But now you're
my reference of the Bronx is movies that I watch. So that's all I got from you guys from the United States. Is my references are from
the Bronx.
Don't worry about it.
Unbelievable. Wow.
I heard that you can't do stop signs in the Bronx. That if you stop your car in the Bronx, you won't have a car. That's what I've heard.
All right, OTW's getting excited this morning. He's all wound up. He's pissed. He's fucking pissed off.
I know. Just don't curl up in the ball, dude. You'll be fine.
Don't worry. My grandson would never curl up in a ball. You get it? Neither would I. But I'm just saying, man, he didn't react the way I think a grown man should have reacted.
Oh, you know what's worse?
I know for a fact that that's not how I would have reacted.
No, you know what? You got to say this. You know he's watching right now. His wife was on here earlier, and that's what the disappointing for me is. He lied to our faces, and he hasn't even come up to even address the situation. Those are the optics I'm like, fuck this dude about. Really, I get what blah blah, but he lied to Mitchell and me, and
on the same playing field, dude. I even said if he came up and apologized, I'd fucking back off. I mean, okay, own up to your fucking actions, man, because actions speak louder than words, man.
Even if he doesn't apologize, I want to hear if he double downs. I don't care if he apologizes or not. I want to hear what this guy has to say, and if he double downs, I mean, what if he says "fuck you guys"? Fuck the kid. You know, like what if he says that? Like I want to hear what he's not even addressing the situation. And you could already tell why not. His wife came in chat running her mouth, just like Z tried telling her. She probably got the flat earth slapped out of her for just coming in chat just now. I don't know, Dave. Maybe you should come up here and address the situation. I know you're watching.
Well, I mean, again, I would love Dave to come up, but if I were to advise Dave, I think he should just lay low for a while. You want to know the truth, Dave? I think you should just chill out for a while.
Is that good, though, Z? If you're a representative to like a big thing, like, you know, just like political theater shit, like, I mean, don't you feel that if they're there to get donations, there to preach or tell their ideals or push their narratives or shoot, you know, whatever the content, whatever, don't they have a responsibility to the people in a sense?
I don't know about responsibility, but
I think if you're presenting as a public figure, and then you getting some bullshit, which ain't even legal for this guy. This guy's just metaversal, like in a.
What I think you should do, Snafu, is you release a statement and you just chill for a little bit, and then you do a very select interview. Like you come back in a controlled place where it's not going to be like, you know, Mitch, Snafu snaps.
No, I get that. You know? No, as long as you release a statement, is all I'm saying. But his wife showed up in chat. You know, they're watching right now. If it was me, dude, I'd fucking just come up, man. I've done on the street. Fucking, I've had kids grab your equipment. I've had fucking adults, women, Karens, fucking come at you. I've had people even fucking try to run over you with the car. Okay, when you do on the street shit, like people get pissed with cameras on the street, especially audit videos. But obviously, Dave, a little more training, a little more thing. But I think you're right. A statement of sorts, whatever. But he, you know, his wife was here in chat. You might as well just come up on panel. They're watching.
Yeah. Either
That's
way,
actually a true statement. That was just before, you know, they jump out of the car and they try to wipe the windows, man. It's crazy in Montreal.
Patrick, man, you've been fired up lately. What's going on with you, Patrick? What's your whole deal, man? What's in your world, Patrick? Like, what's happening? Why have you been so like kooky lately? What's happening with you, man? Anything you want to talk about, dude?
No.
Like in a personal way, everything's cool in the home front, dude. Because we're seeing a certain side of Patrick lately. I don't know. Maybe I'm the only one picking up on it, but you seem a little even more unhinged than usual.
I agree. I mean, back in the day, you would have answered the questions we asked, even about the wife and everything. And today, you're like, "Fuck you all! I'm not answering shit. I'm OTW News, but I don't say shit."
It'd be nice to hear from Troubling Tribune and Melodome. They seem to have something to protect in the whole situation.
Well, so. I mean, they're welcome to come up, but Melodome was here yesterday, and I think he may have commented. I think Melodome also may have commented yesterday, but both he and Troubling are always welcome to come up at their leisure.
Troubling Tribune was really upset that the flat Earth thing was getting involved more versus like.
Right,
I thought that was great.
Hold on,
I invited. How you mentioned that, Z.
Hold on, I invited Joe Cool up, and he's here. So
I'm
gonna put everybody in the back. Feel free to stay. You guys know I'll probably likely bring you up at some point, but I wanna have an interaction with Joe Cool here. So I'm gonna let you guys chill out in the back because I summoned Joe Cool, and he appeared. Much like Court, Joe Cool, I summoned you. And you showed yourself, you know, because you know how these courts are, Joe. They summon you because they're really summoning not a real man. They're summoning your straw man, right? Your corporate identity, which is a corpse. It's dead. But I didn't summon the all caps Joe Cool. I summoned the living man, Joe Cool, here to the Z Show today. Slash I wants me to keep it real. I will, Slash I. You know you can count on me to keep it real. So Joe Cool was summoned and he answered. He answered the call. So without any further ado, now Joe, I said earlier in the show, for any of the new listeners here this morning, that I get certain vibes from Joe Cool. I get a certain impression that he may not be all that he presents himself to be. And that the whole Joe Cool situation may be much more than it seems. I've even gone so far as to, well, not necessarily me, but some have said, Joe, that indeed it's a possibility, and they've wondered and conjectured that maybe Joe Cool's even some type of informant, a CI it's called on the street, or confidential informant. And that Joe Cool's really here to just infiltrate these metaversal streets, and that some three-letter agency is using the Joe Cool persona because he's lovable, he's laughable, he's got that giggle. He just consistently just chain smokes blunts. Are they blunts, Joe Cool? Maybe they're doves. I don't know. Dutchies. Either way. So we're all wondering, Joe Cool, if, I don't know, did one of these 3-letter agencies get a hold of you and basically turn you into some type of informant? I don't know. This is all speculation, Joe Cool. But at least you're here today to maybe answer some of these claims that have been levied against you. Again, not by me personally, but others throughout the metaverse. Slash I says black and mild, Z. No. If I had to guess, it's probably blunts, blunt wraps. I don't know. Maybe he'll let us know what kind of blunt wrap he's smoking. Anyway, Christos says Joe Cool is definitely not a Fed. So Christos is in your corner. Anyway, without any further ado, let's welcome Joe Cool for his first time on Z Show. Welcome to the stream, Joe. Good to see you, man.
Morning. I think this is my first time here. I'd have my camera on, but it's still dark as fuck here. Fuck, I forgot. I want to tell you something. I guess I'll check the accusations first. And you know, I was here earlier this morning when you first started, and I got to tell you, I witnessed your penetrating insight, and I'm not gonna dance. I'm not gonna dodge, bro. Yes, you got me. Right. I went to the academy in late 80s.
Hold on. Your microphone's soft, bro. Your microphone's soft.
Okay, hold on. Let me see if I can turn it up.
Joe Cool saying I got him, that I'm the one who, the jig is up, Joe Cool. The Zetetic Warriors showed up and blew your cover, man. They're gonna have to extract right now. There's an extraction team helicoptering in to find Joe Cool. They got to get you out, Joe Cool, because the heat's coming down on you right now. I can't imagine how many Chicago hitmen are currently after you now that I believe the extraction team's coming, Joe Cool. Hang tight. They're not going to leave you either that or just going to give you a burn notice, Joe Cool. They're just going to torch your file and leave you. You're going to be Joe Cool. Oh no, guys! Joe Cool. Thank you. See, guys, this is how it works in the Z Show because Joe.
Yeah.
I have certain shows on the Z network, right? Where I'm producing certain shows. Like I'm producing the Rob Cleveland show, even though he's not a fan of mine, but we're still going to go ahead with the Rob Cleveland show.
I thought Rob fucking didn't.
I'm going to produce, Joe, the Suburban Satanist show starring Axis Rat Blood as the Suburban Satanist with his friendly neighbor, Jack Talcott. And now I was in pre-production for the Joe Cool show for the Z Network, and now I know what it is, Joe.
Yes.
The show it's basically the Bourne Identity, but it's Joe Cool. Basically, yes. Joe, you were an undercover agent. Zetetic Warrior blew your cover,
right?
So now they gave you a burn notice. So now the CIA, Homeland Security, they cut your ass off, Joe Cool. They gave you a burn notice. So now they burned all records that you're a 3-letter agent.
Shit. This is good shit. I'm out there alone. I'm on my own. This is good shit.
So now Joe Cool, much like the Bourne Identity, is on his own, right? And you basically, but you go through, but you're like a hero. Like you help people along the way, but the whole time you're being chased by a federal agent. The key is, Joe, we need a protagonist for your story. Who are we going to bring in as the Fed? I'm saying we bring in Steve from the Marine Steve from HMFIC. Who knows? Maybe
I saw him in chat. I'm sure I've been on panel with him. I don't know him well enough. Let me ask you for a second. You're onto something here. But before I came up here, you were talking about somebody I think muffed the kid in the face or something. And I saw a video about that, and I couldn't help but wonder: could this be the same guy? I mean, it couldn't have been two motherfuckers. He was surrounded by about 4 or 5 teenagers, and he pushed one of them in the face. Who is that? Is somebody we know or something?
His name's Trinity Dave or Trinity 4. He's a street activist. You probably don't know him. Yeah.
Hey, can one of you mods put his shit? I got the other phone open. Put his link in the chat. Check him out. And if you could put that vid in particular, I'd like to check it out. All right, so we can go back to the other thing. I thought it was maybe one of these niggas to be on the panel with us. I thought that would have been interesting, and yeah, I did. All right. You got
Well, I
some
mean,
matches.
it's an open panel, Joe, but I want to focus on you a little bit
Yeah,
because it's your first time here. We want to
Yes,
introduce
it
you
is.
to the Z Show
It
crowd.
is. It is. I had no idea
Yeah.
you're so fucking funny, man. I didn't see the show. I've been talking to wifey, but when I got back, I've been fucking in tears.
Yeah, Joe, come on. The Z Show's where it's at. Like it and share it, Joe. You got 95,000 subscribers. How's this, Joe? If I come up with the Joe Cool show,
yes, I'm down.
And I bring you up, and are you going to share my show to your fucking 95,000 listeners,
fact,
dude?
To be honest with you, Z, yeah, I could find a way to work you in there. Anybody I fucking put a little clip of or anything, I always put their channel in my shit. I could help you either way, is what I'm saying.
Here's the thing, Joe. We need to find the protagonists. Thank you, Nano, for your show. We need, because you're going to be the good guy. Like I said, they burned you. You were an informant. You got exposed, so they burned you. But now you're on the run, right? But we need do we make Jack Talcott like the agent who's like?
He's got to be really coppy, so right. Jack is not a horrible choice. He's got to be really coppy, yeah.
Right. That's why I'm wondering. That's why I proposed our friend Steve, but I don't know. We might need somebody with a little bit more metaversal, shine, so to speak.
I would have said Paul's dad, but Paul could be sensitive about it. But he seems square, Trumpian. He could be that like high-ranking guy. Then he can get many twists, but I don't know what kind of sense of humor Paul has. He's funny when he's laughing about you, but not so much when it's about him and his shit.
Right. Exactly. I have a lot of shows here in production for the Z Network. Joe Cool, what I'm doing, I'm going to do a Christmas special, and it's going to be a Christmas Carol. Scrooge and that whole thing, Joe Cool. But Scrooge is going to be played by Jack Talcott, right? And I have all the characters like Wizard, you're here. You're going to play Jacob Marley. Wizard's going to come in and scream at Talcott, tell him he's fucking his life up. You know what I mean? He needs to change his fucked up ways.
All right.
Moose, you're going to play Tiny Tim. I know you're here, Moose. So Joe. Moose is obvious choice for Tiny Tim. Then, of course, Bob Cratchit, which is Tiny Tim's dad, is going to be played by Yurt Fellow, our friend Austin from the NFL Experiment.
Yes.
That's going to be Bob Cratchit. Now, the other main characters are the Ghost of Christmas Past,
right,
which is going to be played by one of the female members of the Z Show.
Okay.
The Ghost of Christmas Present is obviously going to be Paul Enslaved, because the Ghost of Christmas Present is like, he's indulgent and he's basically glee-filled, like almost like a big old Buddha kind of guy. So I'm going to have Paul Enslaved as the Ghost of Christmas Present, and he's just going to be sitting there like eating grilled cheeses and stuff the whole time.
Yeah.
And then we're going to have the Ghost of Christmas Future, which is that Spectre-like, Grim Reaper-like character. Right.
Scary guy, yeah.
And that's going to be played by either Axis Rat Blood or Illumitami. I haven't decided yet. So you can see, dude, I have the whole thing in the works, dude. I'll be the narrator.
You put some thought into it.
Yeah. We'll have to work you in, Joe Cool. I'm going to get you in there somehow. But you know how these old English stuff, they really don't have black folk.
Not room for black folk, right?
Right. Like, there's no real role for black folk in any Charles Dickens fucking novels.
You gotta be careful if you just stick them in as a secondary, tertiary character. Then you look bad. Wait, that black guy was in there for 2 minutes.
Right.
Yeah, then you look bad.
Exactly. Although Joe Cool, I hear that to be nominated for an Academy Award nowadays, you have to have an ethnically diverse cast. So I may have to think about this, because if we want to get this show looked at by the Academy, I may have to diversify the cast a little bit.
You might have to put me and Nachi in there too. I'm not like Nachi. He seems to be pretty. You got to work us in somewhere.
What could you be? I don't know. We'll find a spot for you, Joe.
I don't know. I'd probably have to take Paul's spot if I'm gonna do. I like to do dumb shit, right? Like really stupid shit. So yeah, I'd like to play that shit. I remember in the remake with what's his name played anyway. It was a cartoon remake, and Jim Carrey paid to play the voice of one of them, but they had him running through the streets and shit, and Jim Carrey was falling and flying around. His character he was playing Scrooge.
It was a Christmas Carol. They did a Christmas Carol. Yeah, yeah.
And he had shrunk or something. But that street ride and that underground, that shit was so exciting when he was with the second Ghost, man. And yeah, I'd like to do any of that shit. We can put him in my. I got a Chrysler. We could, ride around dramatically in the Chrysler, bro, and pretend it's something else.
Maybe we'll bring you up as the Ghost of Christmas Future, and I'll bump Illumitami, and I'll put Joe Cool in as the role of Ghost of Christmas Future.
Fan of God. I guess it's all godly. I'm a fan of God. I wouldn't want to even represent nothing evil. I was thinking bad guys like Tommy for that role. I don't even know. Fuck that. I ain't got it.
Right. That's what I was thinking. Like Tommy could be the go. We'll find a role for you, dude. We'll find a role, dude. Right. Maybe you can play the what's his name? Scrooge's nephew. I forget his name.
Yes.
Nephew. You know what I mean?
The one he was freezing out and shit. Yes, and would give him no coal and shit. Yes, that's perfect because he go back to the family and be still jolly and happy, even though he had a shit day, stay good mood. Yeah, that's me. Yeah, that's good.
Right. Maybe we'll bring Joe. Yurt fellow, you think I'm kidding? We're gonna make this happen. Yurt Moose, we're gonna produce this. It's gonna be a truth or verse Christmas extravaganza. We're gonna do a Christmas Carol starring Jack Calcutta's Scrooge, and we're gonna bring all the characters in. We're gonna do it, guys. We're gonna do it this Christmas. It's coming to the fucking theaters, a theater near you. We're gonna do it, man.
We got half a year. I'm down. Damn it, we can practice, rehearse, and all of that shit.
Right on. Joe Cool, let's talk about you, man. How did you get into your Joe Cool? How did you get into your, let's call it, for lack of a better term, auditing? And I know you're not an auditor as such, but you're out there, seems to be on the streets of Chicago and otherwise, and your whole thing is kind of keeping these policy enforcers straight.
Yeah.
Letting them know what their roles and responsibilities are as agent of agency, and letting them know what all the other men and women's rights and freedoms are.
So, yeah.
By God, go ahead. Tell us, how did you get into it?
I think you're right. I got into it by accident. I don't know if you know that. I got caught. Actually, I was selling drugs, but I didn't get caught selling drugs. They came by my house later and they arrested me later, right? So I'm on house arrest for that shit. I'm watching a lot of YouTube, playing a lot of video games, and I see High Desert and Ida Foxy walk past a cop. Cop says something snotty to him, and they turn around and go back to the cop. Now, I am sheep. You're right. I run from the cops, and all of that. I literally, run from the cops and all that. I'm scared to death. When they come up on me, I throw my hands up. They rifle through my pockets. Me and everybody I know. There's days when I got searched 3 times just by being outside. 3 times in a day. It's really crazy over here. So I didn't know. I thought cops were gods. So when they turned around and laughed at that cop, I'm like, holy fuck, he's gonna hurt him. He can lock him up. I didn't really know no laws, and they dressed him down and walked away, and my mind was blown. And I watched a bunch of them vids, and I found out that, fuck, man, I've been being treated like a pussy all this time, and I didn't have to, and I got angry, and I made a vid. This girl was a cop watcher back then, and I wanted her to see it, and she told me, I told her I didn't have any storage on my phone, so I was going to delete it. She told me, put it on YouTube for storage. I put it on YouTube. I didn't know about privacy settings and shit. I just put it up there, and I woke up with 1,500, 2,500 fucking subs, and I was a cop watcher. And I started out on foot. I did this shit for a long time on foot, and there's so many police here, you can actually get away with that type of shit. And yeah, I've been going for 3 years. And I don't know if you know, but I've been traveling the country for 3 years. I'm only in Chicago, usually like 3 days out of a month, if that. That's how I met all these people and shit. The cop watching, I've done it in damn near every state, except maybe 3 or something.
Gotcha. So you kind of found your way into this whole game, this whole fucking thing is.
Yeah. I didn't know what a sub was. I didn't know you could sub people. I didn't know with chats. I didn't know nothing, bro.
Right. Well, like our friend Paul Enslaved had a similar story. He was just doing his thing on the side of the road, and he decided to record it. And he had that interaction, that infamous interaction with Officer Valdez, and thus was born Paul Enslaved. Man, it's you know what I think, Joe Cool, is that whether it's destiny or just fate of fortune, is that somehow this world chooses us, Joe Cool, and it almost is like men are made, you know, in some ways, and
Predetermined
often,
to find each other. Is that what you want?
potentially,
Predetermined.
dude, potentially. You know, we'd all like to think we have more control over this world
Yes.
in this realm, right,
Yes.
Joe? We like to think that we're going to have our whole life lined up in front of us,
We're
right?
doing all these things, right? I don't want
Right.
to know that I was meant to be set to meet you and Paul fucking infinity years ago, and you know this is gonna happen. Yeah, you're right. I like to think
it's
I
crazy,
had more
dude.
control, but you're probably right. Yeah, you're making me
Let's
want
bring
to
up
smoke weed.
Joe Cool. I have Sly Shy in the back.
Hey,
and she seems to have some, you know, Sly Shy always brings some interesting thoughts and opinions, and she seems to have some opinions about me and you.
Okay.
Let's bring her up. Let's let Sly Shy lend her voice to the Joe Cool segment. Welcome back, Sly Shy. Good to see you.
Shy, good morning, baby.
Good morning, Z. You know I always listen. I love you. I love listening to you, man. You make me laugh. And I'm not even really gonna give you no shit this morning, right? Because I really peep how y'all do this shit, right? It was done to me yesterday. I got drawn into this whole, Dave slapped the kid thingy, and Dave was wrong. But I'm just saying, I got drawn in. I got all up on the panel cussing and acting a fool and, just getting out of character, Joe. They drew me in, Joe.
Yeah, okay.
But let me tell you what I'm laughing about this morning, right? Really, Z just wanted a damn interview with you, right? But he had to talk shit to get you to come.
He
You know
really
what I
didn't.
mean?
I just happened to be up early.
No, babe, listen, Joe, listen to me.
Okay.
He had to talk shit to get you to come and for him to get an interview this morning.
You're giving all my secrets away, Sly Shy. You're giving all.
Well, because listen, a bunch of N-words was dropped, Joe, on somebody else's channel.
Not by me, Joe. Not by me.
That
Don't
wasn't,
bring me
that
into
wasn't
this, Sly
Z.
Shy.
It wasn't Z. But I'm just saying how they draw us. They try to draw us into shit just so they can talk to us. You know what I mean?
Look, I can't speak for Illumitami. Nobody could speak for Illumitami. He's literally insane and on drugs. Go ahead.
Let me say, Shadow, I don't want you thinking, Shad. I'm serious. I'm gonna tell you the truth here. I had no idea that this guy even mentioned me and any of that. No one told me what was going on. I woke up at like 4 o'clock this morning looking for some company to have coffee with, and I saw this dude. I think it's my first time even seeing this show. No, I didn't.
It was meant to be. Listen, this is what he wanted. It was meant for you. He manifested it through.
I like it.
You know what I mean? I'm sorry, you guys. It's dark. I'm dark. It's dark. You know,
Sly
y'all know
Shy.
it's dark.
Let me ask you this, Sly Shy, because I'm thinking now. I think there's a role for you. There's a part for you in the Joe Cool the Joe Cool show that I'm going to do. Like Sly Shy, you're going to be his person on the inside. Like you're going to be his ally, like behind the scenes. Like whenever Joe Cool needs,
y'all ain't making me no snitch. Get the fuck out of here.
No, not a snitch. You're gonna be helping him. Like it's like Joe Cool's on the run because Joe Cool.
Fuck that man.
Right, because Joe Cool, the whole theme of the show is Joe Cool. He was undercover for the 3-letter agencies, but his cover got blown, so they gave him a burn notice. Now he's on his own. Right, they turned their back on him
from the streets.
So you need help from the streets. So Sly Shy is like your lady on the streets. Like Sly Shy shows up to a payphone and she's like, "All right, Joe Cool, I got a ride set up to get you out of there. I want you to meet him at the airport.
You can get to the airport.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Exactly.
Under this tunnel, take a right. And I got you.
You have a laptop or something. You could be at a whole different location. Yeah.
Exactly. Like, okay, guys, you remember in Charlie's Angels how they had Bosley? Come on, Joe Cool. You know what I'm talking about.
Yes, of course.
They had Bosley was in the background, kind of working things. He was setting them up with jobs and helping them out. Sly Shy is going to be your Bosley, so to speak, the female version of it. You know, she's in the background, kind of helping you out, man, because you're going to need help on the streets, Joe, because you got the burn notices. You all you have is the streets, so you're going to need somebody on
a few smart people, a few powerful people Shy, my girlfriend, me and her were talking about you this morning. I didn't know she knew you, but her and another friend of her, they was like, Shy, we absolutely love her, blah, blah, blah. We've known her so long. I'm like,
Wait,
that's
how
good
did
friend.
you not know? Oh, hold up. Excuse me, Z. How the frick did you not know all this time I knew who your woman was?
I didn't know y'all knew each other, though.
Get
Apparently,
the
she
fuck
loves
out of
you.
here, Joe. I've been knowing her since as long as I've been knowing you.
Yeah, I've been fucking with her for a couple years now. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Well,
So she's crazy about you
she's
too.
she's my friend on Facebook. That's my baby.
Okay, all right. Maybe that's where she was talking about you from. Okay.
Yeah, she knows. She see my pictures. When you was talking about her pictures, she's always taking pictures.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, I know them pictures. I see them.
That exact picture.
All right, I hate to break up the family reunion here, guys. I hate to break up the family reunion. It's like all of a sudden I feel like I'm in a North Philly barbecue or something, man. I feel.
And you better not be talking about bringing the watermelon either, nigga. That's all
all of a sudden I feel like I'm in Boys in the Hood, that part where they got the barbecue going on.
Right.
That's right. I always got along with the people. I always got along with the people. Listen, there's a guy in the back. I want to bring him up here to the panel. You guys stay on. He was all right. So Joe,
wait! I gotta say this, Tommy. Did you notice he did some funny black humor without calling me a fucking Toby N-word and all that crazy shit?
That's what I was talking about, babe. That's what I was talking about. They was trying to draw you in. That's what I'm saying. They want you, Joe Cool. They don't dislike you. They don't think you a dumb nigga. You know what I mean? They just want you there.
Oh, I didn't think anybody thought that of me.
No. That was my words, Joe. That was my words. You know, I saw the fool. I saw the stool. You know, so I just thought maybe they thought you was a dumb Negro. You know what I mean? That was just my thoughts. Okay.
We're going off the rails.
I got into my imagination.
We're going off the rails here this morning. Everybody calm down. We don't want to start any racial riots across the metaverse.
That's right.
Let's keep it 100. Let's keep it a buck, as they say. All right, so Joe Cool and Slash I got a guy backstage who goes by Party Poet 66. He came up here the other day. He's one of these guys. He's like a wizard guy. Okay. Wizard, are you still here? I know you don't sleep ever, Wizard. I know you're here earlier. You're insane, Wizard. Anyway, Joe Cool, this guy Party Poet came up the other day, and he and Damsel Medic, who follows the show, they're into this whole like corporate strawman thing where they say that. All right, I'm going to try to sum this up, Party Poet. Joe, see if you can follow, because this gets convoluted with these people. But I want to get on to what they're on to, but it's too much for me. They claim that the United States went bankrupt at the time of the Depression and when the stock market crashed.
Right.
Somewhere around the time when we went off the gold standard, that whole era where they say we went off, where the Fed basically took over in the world banks, and they basically where the quote unquote New World Order made their push for domination. Yeah. When you look at these big elites, Astor, Guggenheim, Strauss, Vanderbilt, the fucking Red Shields, the Rothschilds. They say that around the time of the great stock market crash, and they instituted this, let's say, new federal system. Yeah. They say that at that point, we actually all became millionaires, and that our actual beingness, our actual living man status actually has a trust. And in that trust is hundreds of millions of dollars that we can cash in on. If we just, here's El Piro's here. He says insane in the membrane. So El Piro, you know what I'm talking about. El Piro probably knows my next guest. So they basically say that if we can get beyond our corporate straw man, all caps, fucking presentation, and that if we can get down to our actual true self, our divinity as a man and woman, that we actually have in a trust millions of dollars waiting for us. I can't follow. El Piro says exactly. He says exactly. So I can't fucking follow this, Joe Cool. Maybe you know something. Let's bring up our next guest and he can tell us more.
That was a great intro. You totally got me interested, bro. Totally got me interested.
All right, let's bring him up. Party Poet, welcome back to the stream.
Holy moly, that's a great intro. You got most of it right, too. Actually, I just want to say that I made, because of a lot of folks like you that aren't able to get it, I made a video that's a step-by-step. It's 45 minutes long, and it explains everything literally a little bit better than how you said it, but you came pretty close when you said that they set up a trust fund for you, and you are the only person who can go and get the money from your trust fund.
Well, I'm glad you said that, Party Poet, because I want you to, what'd you do with your millions when you got them?
I'm on my way. It takes a couple of months to get it. I just figured out how.
You wrote a book about it and made a video, and you haven't got your money yet.
I didn't write a book.
Fuck.
Hang on.
I
But
like
I
Joe
did-
Cool. It
basically,
sucks,
look
man.
at
I
this.
wanted to. Now I like Joe Cool now, man. He switched me. I'm officially a Joe Cool fan. It's not just because he has 95,000 subscribers. I'm actually swayed, Sly Shy. I'm swayed. Go ahead, keep going. I want to keep this going.
What
I
I was going to say is that basically I made a video that explains it step by step, but the old way takes years to get. Basically, the way they got it set up, it takes you 5 to 10 years to get to the hundreds of millions of dollars that the trust fund has. It's called monetizing. But what I got basically compresses that into a few months. I just started out on this, so basically in about 3 months, give or take, you can talk to me about the hundreds of millions of dollars or getting on the track. First, I want to get my credit cards all set up, and then about 6 months after that, you can write.
Well, I don't have to push you.
You can write yourself checks for $10 million a year.
I get it, but okay, that you're still on your way. Tell me about some of the other people who accrued these millions. What do they do with it?
They started websites that are absolutely free. They don't charge you a freaking dime.
And they're multimillionaires because they got their trust.
One of them is. The other ones are basically doing the monetizing system, which takes 5 to 10 years. And basically, since they're all American, and I'm in Canada, and I decided, you know what, since they don't really care about Canada all that much, I'm not really going to try and sway them until I get my system, until I see that my
Well,
system.
the money will sway them. Once you come riding around in that Benz or that Land Rover, they'll be swayed, and everybody else will be as well.
That's basically how I see it for a few folks I know. I'm hoping that that there's other folks that are just willing to take a look. I made it basically that if you type into YouTube, who wants to let's start over. Who wants to be a millionaire? But wait, you already are. No sales required. You literally type that into YouTube, you get a video that pops up. The longer you make the name, the less likely you'll get the alphabet agencies to screw your video or not let people get to it. But basically, in 45 minutes, you'll be able to understand exactly what's going on, exactly how to get your money. It starts you on your way. On top of that, the Legal Ibis website that I show has free mail. You don't have to do absolutely anything. If you mail a lot of things, they explain how all your mail is free. It's literally prepaid as long as you're willing to send it certified mail.
Hold on, party poet 60.
Yeah.
Hold on. Are you familiar with our friend Word Wizard Keith Little?
Actually, I only know you from Jeranism. I don't know much about this show.
Gotcha. You know me from Jeranism. I've never been on Jeranism.
Yes, you have.
No, I haven't, bro. Trust me, I would know that.
No,
I've never been on Jeranism.
You've been in his chat. I know I've seen you around before. I forget from where, but I imagine
Fair enough.
either from there or Melodome maybe.
Gotcha. Yeah, I've been on Meldome a number of times.
Sorry, I messed up.
So you're not familiar with our friend Word Wizard. Oh, interesting. No. I thought you were a Word Wizard acolyte. I thought that's where you came from. So Word Wizard, Keith, this guy seems to be speaking your language, homie. Interesting. There's other people on my show. Jimmy Shively and also Damsel Medic seem to be on to the same concept, but I don't know. I seem to maybe have the same mindset of Joe Cool's that unless you got the millions, dude, I'm not really sure how seriously we should take this topic until you could show us the millions.
You're teaching us how to swim and you never
Everything I
swim.
show you, as far as like hoping people will take a look, is actual laws that say this is too legit to quit, and then I basically show you how to put it into play.
Okay, well, wait. Let's rephrase that. I think you're saying that I found you and everybody else through these laws. If you're entitled to all this money, and this is how you should be able to get it. You're not. Maybe I jump to some conclusions there. You're not saying that people are already getting this money. You're saying there's a way to do it, and it's possible.
The rest of the folks are on a system called monetizing, which is usually monetizing your birth certificate or monetizing various other documents that you have, which do lead to money. But that method takes 5 to 10 years. And this is the method that everybody seems to be pushing.
Wait. Is that the same thing? Because they're monetizing that social. Is that the same thing as grasping from this fund where we're all worth tens of millions? Is that where the monetization that they get it from?
Yes, but
from the same
to get
bucket?
get to there, as far as the paperwork is concerned, it'll take you 5 to 10 years to get to there, which they neglect to tell you that if you decide to monetize any of your documents for the hundreds of millions that they're promising, that's going to take 5 to 10 years. My way that I basically took a look and figured out how to shorten that into 2 months before your credit cards are free.
All right, hold on, Party Pod. You don't want to give all your secrets away right
No,
here.
I'm not giving them. Hang on, let me just finish. 2 months before your credit cards are free, and then about 6 months after that, you can start writing yourself a check for any amount you want, up to $10 million a year, which basically.
Okay, hold on. Look, I'm going to recommend, Party Poet, that you hook up with our friend in chat named El Piro. You guys will probably become friends quickly. I can only imagine.
Well,
you guys seem to be in the same stuff.
All
right, look. Go ahead. Give out your contact info if anybody would.
My email address is partypoet2012@gmail.com, or my phone number is 774-213-1311, and it's a Skype phone number. So if you have Skype, that would be great.
All right, fair enough. El Piro, Wizard, what do you think? You going to get in touch with this guy, Wizard, or this guy kind of seems like he's up your alley? I don't know. I'm almost afraid to put you two together. You guys might collapse, right, Joe? They might collapse the whole financial system right underneath of us. They're gonna
dimension up there. It might fuck up the universe.
Yeah, they're gonna collapse the whole thing, guys. They're gonna fucking basically topple all the world banks and the entire Fed. It's gonna be nuts.
It would be nice
and become dictators
by giving you the money. Literally, it's not like we make a profit from giving you the money. You go get your own money. Nobody makes a profit unless you don't know how to do it. There's companies out there that'll do the paperwork for you if you're basically not willing to do the research yourself.
All right, fair enough, Party Poet. I'm getting rid of you. Much love, dude. Keep it real. Hold on, I'm getting rid of him, Joe Cool. You can keep talking if you want.
Well, yeah, I can
love,
tell
Party
you why it's going.
Poet,
you do understand the hurdle that you have where you're selling a way to get something and you didn't even do it yourself, and you can't say you've got 12 friends who followed this and they got it. You do understand your first hurdle, and I don't mean to beat up on you because I just met you, but the first hurdle to overcome is a massive one. There's not a lot of people running around who's done this shit, and you're like, yeah, I can show you how to do it in a week.
I feel you on that, Joe. I feel you on that.
It's almost too good to be true. I don't want to disparage anybody who's into that stuff, but Joe Cool, you'd be surprised. There's a fair number of my listeners that are on board with that whole concept and that theory, not just Word Wizard, but like I said, like with a number of other people, man, they're way into it. I don't know. Honestly, I don't even know what my thoughts are on that fucking thing. You know, I don't want to hurt people's feelings and stuff, but because I go like this, like I get it. Like I'm down with the whole corporate straw man and how they've created this dead entity corporate identity for us using social security number, birth certificate, and social services or
stealing our damn money.
Selective services. Like I kind of get that. Yeah, I kind of get how they get us to identify with their whole corporate system, and they try to get us to abandon our humanity or our man and womanhood. Like I get that part. Yeah. But Joe Cool, when they go on to then take this next step to say that basically we had millions of dollars endowed in a trust that we could basically utilize. They lose me, dude. I can't vibe with that. I don't know,
right.
man.
Where's that guy in the newspaper, right? Who did that? Where's these guys who've taken advantage of this? That does such a
Right.
deal exist?
Exactly. All right. I want to move on to my next segment. So, Joe Cool, we're gonna have you up in the future, you and
Hey,
Sly
it was
Shy, and we're gonna do the Joe Cool show once I write the
Right.
script for it. All right, you're down
Let's
for that?
talk about it. Yeah, it was
Cool.
Yo, we want to be in the Christmas. Wait, hold up, Joe Cool. Yo, we sign. No, don't sign shit, Joe. We want to be in that Christmas show too, buddy.
I knew you were gonna push me hard in these negotiations. I knew it was gonna be pushed hard.
That's why I brought it, bro. It was all a ploy. I brought Shy. We talked beforehand. You didn't play us. We played you. We want that damn deal. All right. Hey,
Love you, Joe. Thank you. Thank you, Z.
All right. Much love. Much love. That's right, everybody. That's right. Let's bring Patrick back up. He's been waiting patiently in the back. Let's bring him up. Patrick, welcome back.
Yeah.
How do you feel, man? Have you calmed down since earlier in the show? You it seems like your blood pressure went up a bit there for a little bit.
Yeah, well, it was an interesting subject you guys were just talking about. I actually know a little bit about this topic.
Go ahead.
Well, if nobody's but this is why I was like flickering backstage. I wanted to come up and ask him if he knew or was aware of the channel called Eternally Aware, because he's also a Canadian and explains also how to do that procedure as a Canadian and not from the United States. So I've known this for like 5 years, but I've never even tried it. But I know about it, and I also have a friend who's in the process of doing it and has acquired his act of birth. So I do believe that this is true and it exists, because I know somebody personally in my area who's actually done the everything that you need to do, like all the procedures.
Yeah.
And I would love to bring him on panel one time. His name is Amuri. And he's freaking very knowledgeable, man. He would make a great segment on OTW News. But this Eternally Aware guy as well. And I was thinking maybe on my broadcast, I'm gonna play a couple of his videos and stem from this conversation. And this just gave me an idea for a topic. Yeah. So yeah,
right on. I mean, this is some El Piro word wizard kind of stuff. I know he's way into this. I'll give my take on it, Patrick. My take is when I look at the government and how it compares to, let's say, a living man or woman, I feel as though anything that you do to even address them only legitimizes their authority. So meaning to say, is it not enough just to claim your sovereignty spiritually, consciously, and emotionally? I'm just asking the question. Do we need to make that move to correct your record on paper? Because my theory and my thought is that if you're basically trying to correct your record with this authority structure, you're only further acknowledging that they have some degree of authority over you. My thought is, wouldn't it be better just to not acknowledge them at all? That there really is no record to correct because it's their record that they created for you. Are we just legitimizing their authority by going through these types of actions? Your thoughts?
Well,
yes, Samantha agrees with me.
I believe that it leads up to the fact that you can actually become your own sovereign country. This is the whole point. So imagining you as a human being being a sovereign country, you can create your own.
Am I not already a sovereign though? Am I not already just given my divinity, my God-given divinity? Am I not a sovereign being inherently? Why do I need to correct any record if I'm already sovereign? It stands on its own through natural law.
But the system is in place. So there's ways to work around that system where you can actually ascertain the sovereignty and at the same time profit of the of how the because the system's not going to go down tomorrow morning. You understand? It's still going to go on. It's like a Leviathan, it's just going to keep traveling and going on slowly and slowly, and it's going to devour everything on its path, and it's what it's been doing for the past hundreds of years. So I mean, to find out that you're able to actually come above the system and become your own sovereign country where you can actually make your own money and then become part of the world economic system and whatever you want to call it. You know, I mean, I understand Jack Talcott's theory of, ending wars and stuff like that, but that's all generated through this system. And it exists. We cannot deny it. It's a truth. It's just there. You can't just say it's not there. It's there.
Fair enough. I want to know where Jack Talcott is. This is usually the time that if he shows himself, he kind of makes his presence known if he's listening. Because, I mean, it's early. It's wherever Jack is. It's 5:45 in the morning. But he has, in the past, he has gotten up for the Z show and shown himself here. But I'm imploring anybody who's, I want everybody right now, if you're so inclined, to head over to Jack Talcott's channel. Just go to his latest video and leave a comment and say, when are you going to come on Z show? He's been asking for you. When are you going to come on Z show? So if you're so inclined right now, go hit Jack up in his comments and remind him that Z's looking for him. I have a whole thing for Jack. Patrick, I've spent time to develop like skits for Jack. Like I have him like waiting for him, dude. I've like put time, energy, and attention to developing my Talcott segments, and he fucking doesn't show up here anymore. I'm looking for ways to use Jack, not just to bring him up here and have him go on and on about his, his whole Jack shtick. Where's Talcott? Putting it out there.
Well, talk about Mac. It'd be interesting to see what kind of skit that he came up with.
Yeah. Well, I already said it's Jack Talcott reads the classics. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to present Jack with classic movie moments, like historic classic cinema moments, and Jack and I and others are going to come and we're going to act out like the movie. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Or even famous things in literature. Like I already have one ready to go for Jack, and it'll be Jack reads the classics. I may tinker with that name a little bit, but we need Jack. Like with my Rob Cleveland sitcom that I'm developing, we don't need Rob Cleveland. I'm going to get another actor to play the role of Rob Cleveland, very likely London Man. So we don't really need, but for the Talcott one, we're going to need Talcott to actually read the classics. So I'm waiting for him. We'll see if he shows up at some point. I'm not sure. I'm dying to do it.
Maybe you just streamed too early for him. Like you said before, he is 3 hours behind you.
Yeah. But I have said before, Patrick, that London Man is currently preparing for his upcoming role as Rob Cleveland here on the Z Show. I know it sounds weird, guys, that I developed a show around Rob Cleveland, and now I'm going to have London Man play the role of Rob. But the show must go on, Patrick. And McLovin, London Man, has informed me that he's been in deep preparation for his upcoming role as Rob Cleveland. So he's going full method acting with this whole Rob thing. He's jumping right into it. So it'll be interesting to see. I look forward, guys, to the Rob Cleveland Show on the Z Network coming soon, starring London Man. As crazy as that sounds.
I've lost so much weight. That's good. Much love, London Man.
Patrick, did we go too hard at Trinity? Yeah, Freedom Grower likes it. Did we go too hard at Trinity Dave the last 2 days, Patrick?
I don't know. I thought it was great news.
No, I don't think it's great for Trinity, but
it was great for content. Yeah, but I don't know. I don't know, man. I don't know. I guess I did get into my feelers. I still am a bit. I just thought, I don't know, man. Try to see things from your guys' perspective, but fuck, man, you guys make it so hard.
Well, everybody has a different perspective, Patrick. It's not all like a homogenous thing, right? Here's the question, Patrick. did you and I harm the flat Earth movement, for lack of a better term, with our recent coverage of Trinity Dave?
I don't believe so.
Fair enough. Let's let Christos weigh in. Christos, welcome back to the stream.
Well,
he's gone.
Quick. That was really quick. That was one of the quickest pop in, pop outs he's ever done. No, but seriously, I mean, I guess people would get triggered with the fact that we reported on this and we decided to bring things to the light. But I mean, I've been trying to, report the news lately more than anything else because that is the name of my channel. And I figured that, I did actually, you know what? I found all of this out at the same time as everybody else. You understand? I had not seen the last part of the video or that part of the video. I did watch the stream, but I missed that part. So when I watched it, I was watching it for the first time as everybody else. So I did get into my feelers really quick when I saw it because he said that he didn't do anything. And with the footage, we saw that was a lie. So I guess that's where.
What did you take of my take, OTW? That I had less of an issue with the on-street antics, and I had more of an issue with Andrea trying to talk for Dave, trying to interrupt him when he was presenting and discoursing with Mitchell. I took greater issue with the fact that Andrea, kind of needs to settle back a little bit when her husband is, presenting himself. I actually had the greater issue with that. And OTW, like I said, I thought the focal point should have been less on Trinity Dave's face smashing the kid and more on the arm check that he gave his wife Andrea on my show yesterday when she tried to butt her way on camera. Your thoughts?
It didn't come to mind at that moment because what I wanted is for both gentlemen to come over to my channel and continue the conversation. So I didn't really focus on the fact that he had, elbowed her out of the screen. But if maybe I should have went and looked back. I could have brought that up to the light as well. But I mean, now that you've talked about it.
No! Is this going to be part 2 of the Zapruder tape on OTW?
No.
Is this going to be part 2? Sorry, Dave.
No. I'm gonna let it go. I'm gonna let the story die out. We always have news stories popping up anyway here on OTW News. So
well, that's the thing. It's like I was saying earlier, Patrick. The modern day news cycle is so catered to the limited attention span that most people have, dude. I was saying, like, back in the day, before the internet and all this stuff, the news cycles were a bit longer. You could play a story out over days, weeks, and months. It seems to be, it's like a daily news cycle, dude. You'll see something in the headlines, and then unless it's super huge, it's gone within a day or two. And it's on to the next thing. I think it's all part of the MK Ultra mindfuck programming that they have everybody on through this mass media culture, dude. What do you think?
I think you're absolutely right, man. I think that we're being programmed left and right, man. It's about being aware of it. Are you aware of it?
Yeah, man. It's insane.
It is insane. It's drilling that fucking shit into our brains directly, man. It's like it's right into our subconscious mind everywhere we go. So,
Patrick, what's your issue with? It seems like you and Sly Shy, who was just up here, seems like you and Sly Shy have a bit of an issue with each other. What's the deal with your relationship with our friend Sly Shy?
I don't know. She's old and confused.
Oh, come on.
I'm
dude.
Joking.
That's
it was a joke.
shot.
I did that yesterday to her, but I was just trying to trigger her. I'm joking, Sly Shy. I'm just joking. But what are you saying lying? I don't get the lying thing. I don't understand that.
Who, me? Or
No,
she said that?
Yeah, she goes, "Stop lying, Patrick. You want 8 hours stream."
Yeah, she said that she's much like me, is pointing out how you call your show a Grand Rising show, but last night, as I was kind of settling in and kind of winding down as the sun was going down, you're still fucking streaming it, but it says Grand Rising show.
Think about it. Jack wakes up at 6 a.m, let's say. Well, my stream starts at 6 a.m. for him. So it's still the Grand Rising show. at
Right,
9
but if you
o'clock.
play it all day long, I don't know.
Yeah,
You
but
might
I
want to
changed
think
the
about
background.
renaming it.
Yeah, well, I changed the background during the stream. When I pass noon, I start putting different backgrounds. I take away the Grand Rising show background. So you're programming TV.
It seems like Slash Eye agrees with me, Patrick, that you seem to have some type of addiction to the metaverse, where you're becoming consumed. Like, if I had to guess, Patrick, if they offered some type of transhumanist union where you can take your consciousness, like with one of those Elon Musk Neuralinks, that you indeed would merge yourself into your AI metaversal avatar. Is that something you're interested in, Patrick, or am I going overboard?
Yeah, I think you're exaggerating.
Me exaggerating? Come on.
No, I mean, I can agree that somewhat addicted. Yeah, maybe. But, I mean, not to the point where I'd fucking implant myself with shit. And no, I'm not there. I'm not a cyborg yet. Maybe the phone makes us an extension. Maybe that makes us cyborgs. But anyway, I don't know. I am a tech freak. I love technology. I love all gadgets and stuff like that. I have to admit,
Yeah, we could tell. Let's let up our friend Dick Freedom Grower. Let's he always has a good take on things. He seems to be Dick seems to be rational. He seems to be a logical man, and maybe he could bring some sanity to this whole Trinity Dave situation. I don't know, Dick. Let me let you up. I'm not sure if you saw the whole Trinity thing, but let's welcome Dick back to the stream. What's up, Dick?
Yo. Test. Am I there? Hello.
Yeah.
A little too loud.
Little hot.
Coming down. There we go.
Oh yeah,
that's hot.
Good. That's beautiful.
Much better. Welcome, Dick. Welcome back to the stream. Let's just jump right into it.
Hey guys.
What's up, dude? Did you see any of the goings on of yesterday regarding the incident on the street with Trinity Dave?
I did. Yeah, I caught part of your show, and then I caught the beginning of OTWs, and then I went and got on with my day. But yeah, I caught it. Good stuff. Exciting.
What's your take? I've given my take. I've said that. I'm
gonna your take. So I'm oblivious to your take. I'll just say, I don't think the dude handled it well. I think he acknowledged that at the end, and I think he deserved a bit of a verbal lashing for his behavior. I drop it there. I mean, at the end of the day, I gave my opinion on it. I went up on OTW's stream there for a little bit. Yeah, I think that when you're dealing with the youth, if you're going to go do outreach, you really need to bring your best foot forward and make sure you're de-escalating. We expect officers to de-escalate. We're asking, people to be more cordial and actually have these discussions. And then, he kind of chased the kids down. And then when it started getting heated, it seemed like he was all too quick to try to, I guess, escalate it. And I think he should have walked away. He should have just picked his shit up and said, hey, it's all good, guys. Because the reality is that if your life's threatened, yeah, I don't care if it's a kid or if it's an adult, I'm going to defend myself. But if I got a 14-year-old kid that doesn't even look like he's went through puberty, I don't know what soy, some of those kids were on. But if they were 14, they look like they're pretty underdeveloped, actually. So I would have just said, look, this is not what I'm here to do. So I'll just go on my way. I would have even apologized, and frankly, I'm that way even with adults these days. I don't need to roll around with people. I don't need to get in fights with people. What the hell's that going to do? The end of it, we're still going to have the same discrepancy, the same fight that we had before it went physical, and it didn't solve a damn thing. So yeah, I think his putting the hand, like when the hand was on the kid's face, he was like squeezing his cheek. You could see that kind of impression in his cheek, and then it obviously bloodied up his lip. Hey, if you draw blood on a child because of your lack of ability to control yourself when you didn't have to otherwise, I think you made an error, and I think people should call it out. And he was wrong.
That's a fair take, Dick, coming at us with the fair and balanced take on the Trinity Dave situation. YOLO says finish him. YOLO feels as though Dave was using
what you said, though, Z. What were you saying? You were more concerned about his wife, right? And how he was But I could see that too, man. Like his wife yipping in the background and all that. That's a fucking joke as well.
Well,
So
because
there's
he was on my
multiple
show,
issues.
so he was here dialoguing and discoursing with Mitchell, and his wife Andrea was piping up in the background, and she even tried to make a move to get on camera, and he had the fucking elbow checker off the fucking thing. And I'm not saying this against Dave. I was actually speaking to Andrea, and as a lesson to all the women out there who have husbands or significant others, is that when your man is in a conversation with another man and he's presenting himself, especially in front of people, just take a back seat. Let him speak. You're not doing him any favors by yipping up in the background and he's got to control you. Dick, I see it all the time in public, man, that these guys there'll be some smoke going on, and the wife or the girlfriend seems to consistently escalate the situation, right?
But that's where you see who's wearing the pants in the family. Because that's a quick reveal on what's
You
actually
said
going
it,
on
not
there,
me.
the dynamics of their relationship.
Yeah, that's gonna trigger Dave. Dave, if Dave heard that, he just got triggered very likely. Because I agree with you in that. And just for everybody out there, whatever the dynamic is in your relationship, women, resist the urge to do that. Don't speak for your man. It's really just bad all the way around.
Well, what's with all these women that want confrontation? And
Right.
then they go get right in the middle of a fucking, battle between a couple guys, and then they want to play victim. So that's where it's a joke to me, because they'll jump in, stir things up, ruffle everybody's feathers, and then they want the guys to fight over it. Typically, they want the
Right.
guys to finish it and clean it up. So yeah, that's a sign of a honorable woman, is she will respect her man, and she's not going to sit there and try to get in between, especially a heated argument between two males. Yeah, I don't think it's wise at all. Stay out of it, people or ladies.
I'm looking in the chat. Chris from South Jersey timed out. Deeps Dogs. I didn't see why you timed him out, Chris, but I don't want to make assumptions why you timed him out, Chris, but try not to time people out if they're just disagreeing with even my narratives or things I would speak. I don't know. I didn't review it, but I saw you timed out Deeps Dog, and he said, no, that was not supposed to time out someone out. Okay. I'm just saying. Like, I love having my mods, and I'm glad you guys are here to do stuff like that, but I've never seen Deeps Dog be trolly. That's the only reason I'm asking. So I've never seen him be trolly.
Mods is a trip, everybody's got different perspectives. These are great examples here. It's like people walk away with a bunch of different impressions on a set of circumstances. One might be offended. One might say, hey, that's, just a difference of opinion. Someone else might agree. So I think mods, they can sometimes be more trouble than they're worth. It's like, just grab a couple and call it good.
Chris says he did it by accident. He pulled his phone out. So Deeps Dog, don't be butthurt. You got timed out by accident. So let's bring up I got two guests. Let's bring up Christos first. Christos, you there?
Hey, what's up, guys?
What's up, Christos? What do you have for us this morning, Christos?
Well, I just figured I'd hop up here real quick, for the little pregame before the Grand Rising show. Yeah, that was real interesting yesterday, and I don't have anything specifically to bring up, but I will say Dick was on point with his analysis of the Trinity 4 Dave situation. And then maybe I will say this before I hand it back. I heard Trinity talking about DMT on the stream the other day with people out on the street, and after the whole incident, I won't lie, it doesn't necessarily make me want to. I won't let this whole incident shift me on what I believe, obviously, but it's not a good look to the truther community or spiritual conscious community, which I can tell he's driving with that sort as well, talking about DMT and finding God and stuff. I won't lie, the whole situation didn't make me feel good about being part of the quote unquote truther community or but obviously he's one person. But yeah, I don't think it was overkill to dive deep like OTW did yesterday. obviously we don't need to keep going on about it, but I think it was worth the time that was put into it because it is a bad look on the community.
Fair enough. So you feel as though not only is Trinity Dave doing a disservice to the flat Earth community, but also to the DMT community. That's an interesting take, Christos. Only you could bring a take like that. That's why I love you, Christos. You're unique. Let's bring up another person. I got Steve in the back from Head Motherfucker in Charge, formerly known as DD214. Let's see if he can give us some commentary on the recent events. Steve, welcome back to the show. Steve, you there?
Steve?
See, I don't think there's a truther community to try to prop up or polish or keep clean or whatever. I mean, it's no group
so
here
either.
presents me or represents me. That's all nonsense.
Good morning.
Steve, what's going on, man? What's your take? Have you been paying attention to the recent events, recent topics? What's your take on it?
Yeah, I had to watch the video on my own. I think I caught Pat's channel when they were slowly going through it, and he was like, "Oh, well, maybe he got pushed from behind." I'm like, "Well, let me see," So I watched my own version of it, and yeah, that dude, he caused the altercation, and he just kept pushing it. You know what I mean?
So you're coming out strong. You're basically saying that Dave is culpable.
He created the altercation, and then he escalated it, and then from what I heard, him being a prior military, you would assume that if you're prior military, you have some sort of discipline in you to be able to handle that situation, and he did not handle it in any way, shape, or form, of any kind of discipline, and especially with children. He's lucky that there was a bunch of vaginas around him, because I know if anyone like me or even close to my stature, I would have made sure that man would learn a lesson not to touch children. I don't say lay down on the ground into a little ball like a little pacifist, but you know what I mean? Like you got to defend yourself no matter how many people are around you. Well, doesn't matter what age they are, right? You have to defend yourself. You just can't give in, give up, quit, and die. But he caused the situation. So as for the flat Earth community, yeah, it sucks, when somebody does something really stupid, but I don't think it's going to hurt it. And like Crystal says, it is an instance where the guy made a bad mistake. If he can recover, apologize, and then go for it. But that's my take on it. I mean, that was the whole topic on everyone's panels yesterday. Pretty much the only topic.
Right on. All right, I'm wrapping the show. Any final words from anybody? Dick, got any final words?
Be good, do good.
Yeah, you wouldn't have had to touch him. I mean, just bringing him strong energy brought him down. I saw something at the end there where some other guy confronted him, and he even called him on his shit and said, "Dude, you didn't act that way when I came at you. You were all too quick to get heated with the kids, but when I brought it, you were, backing down like a little pussy." And I did see that part of it. I caught that. So that's where it rubs me wrong, and that's where I think Mitchell was right, bottom line. But it's not something we have to belabor and sit there and make a big issue, or like the community's tarnished. Give me a fucking break. The community's tarnished. What a joke.
Right. That's the theatrics. That's the extra stuff that goes on top.
You represent us. Oh, you made me look bad.
Well, and the other thing, Dick, is it points out that you find that people they're biased. So we're all looking at the same footage, the same situation, but people's, let's say, their stance or their particular ideologies or understandings tend to cloud their particular discernment of any given situation, or we kind of almost see what we want to see in any given thing. So I'm just going to basically implore the Truthiverse mob to just have some civility, right? Have some reasoning as we approach situations like these. There's a tendency for people to get, like I said, it's like they smell blood in the water, Dick. So you see the frenzy happen, right? And
oh yeah, exactly.
The mob acts in a frenzied way, and I just implore people for civility and understanding and rationality as we approach these topics. So, all right, Dick, was good seeing
And I
you,
just want to
Dick.
say before I leave, OTW, I think you're about 35% robot right now. I'm having a little trouble deciphering between you and your augmented intelligence display that you have there on the channel. So it's kind of strange, but we're all experiencing something very odd happen here. So stay tuned for more updates on that. See you on your show later.
Right
You
on.
better,
Dick,
you
thanks,
better
guys.
watch out, Dick.
Yeah, I
You
better
better
watch.
watch your back. I'm
All
gonna
right,
get
Christos.
the Illuminati tactics. Yeah, I'm gonna get the Illuminati tactics on his ass like I'm gonna do yours. So y'all watch out because this shit's going down. And yes, is that Pineal? Yeah. All right. Anyway, I'm gonna hop out. Watch out.
Much love, Christos. Keep it real. Pineal Power up to the panel. Pineal, do you have any updates on Christos's current relationship status? He's been very, obscure about it. He had mentioned about a week ago that he maybe had some trouble in paradise in terms of his monogamous relationship, and he may be open to exploring other women into his life. Do you have any info on the Christos situation?
I wasn't at all aware of that, but we've been waiting on Mr. Christos to grace us with the presence. Well, for his counterpart to grace the presence on the panel.
You want to see this? You want to see this? You want to see his partner, so to speak?
Yeah,
his
I mean,
quote
don't
unquote
we
girlfriend.
all?
Girlfriend.
Don't we all?
Who knows? Well, we all saw. I mean, Pineal, you seem to have some young ladies in your whole pineal orbit, so to speak. You don't have any ladies for Christos? You know, you can't make something happen for him. What's
You know, it
going
is a
on
good
there?
point. I'm thinking about it now. I've never actually. Well, no, I take that back. I have had a couple on the physical side. I have had a couple friends on podcasts back. It's been a while though. It's been since the on Pineal Power channel, and I'm not including my sister to all you sick freaks, all included.
I was going to bring
but-
up your sister, but you did it for me. Thank you.
Yeah. But yeah, Christos, why don't you ever bring her on, man? Bring her on soon. Unless
Who
unless
knows?
there's trouble in paradise, then I guess.
Let's
not.
ease up on Christos. Let's ease up on him.
Yeah, you're right. Well, Pat, how
all
about
right.
Pat?
Who knows with Pat? We're not even sure Pat is even a real person at this point. He just might be a fucking Chat GPT
Yeah.
bot. All right,
Oh, no,
Pineal.
he looks real. But I just wanted to congrats you on the 1K, man. And if it falls back under 1K, just know that you're doing something right. It's not people unsubbing either, most likely. So just wanted to say that.
Right on, dude. Thanks for the shout out, dude. Much love on that one.
Peace and blessings.
That's,
And say no to slaptivism, everybody.
That's Sean of Source / Penile Power coming at us. Much love, Pineal. Much love. All right. Any final thoughts, Patrick, before I go into my closing monologue?
All right. Great show, Z. Thank you for having me here. And much love to the chat. And have a great day, everyone. See you next time.
Much love. All right, Marquez. Marquez wants to link. I could bring you up, Marquez. You got to make it quick, Marquez. I'm 4 minutes over. What do you got, Marquez? It's got to be like super quick. Come on another day, Marquez. I'm wrapping the show up. I'm wrapping the show. Do you want to come up quickly, dude? I know you asked me for the link. If you got a quick shout out, I got time for it. Talk to me. Oh, he's here. Marquez, welcome back to the stream.
How you doing, man?
What's up, big dog? What do you got for me?
Well, I just kind of wanted to interject my point of view on this Dave situation. I agree with pretty much everybody's analysis so far about how a grown man could have handled it differently. But I think we need to take a different look at the perspective of the situation as well, and also hold those kids accountable because they too could have walked away. And I do believe that there was a time in society not that long ago where parents were okay with other grown men putting their kids in check when it needed to be done, even in schools. Not necessarily that I agree with it, but there was that time. And I think that when we see a bunch of rowdy kids without direction, that also falls on the parents to do a good job at parenting and letting them know, like, hey, you should probably know your place, learn when to walk away. I get that guy was antagonizing them, but they could have also still had the wherewithal to walk away.
Fair enough, dude. Nice take on it, man. It seems you had a very similar take like me, man. You know, people always want to look at things, Marquez, as either black or white, right or wrong, good or bad. It's, to me, it's binary, but it's a false binary. That's why when you have, you know, even if you look at a court system, take it for what it's worth, right? There's a tendency for people to jump to conclusions, but the situation needs to be analyzed, and everybody's innocent until proven guilty. You can't assume guilt. You have to prove someone's guilt. So I like your take on it, bro. All right. Any final thoughts? It's good talking to you again, man. Glad you're here.
Yeah, you too. I like to chime in here when I get time in the middle of my work.
Cool, big dog. Cool, big dog.
Yeah, thanks for letting me up as quick as you did, man. I appreciate that.
All right, homie. You take care. All right, everybody. That'll do it for another installment of Z Show. It's great having y'all here today. We'll be back tomorrow, of course. Same time, same place. We broadcast from 6 a.m. to 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time each and every morning. Much love, everybody. Have we learned anything? Did we learn anything today's show? I don't know. We learned that Joe Cool's not a confidential informant. We learned that OTW News, Patrick, basically presents with some type of dissociative identity disorder. And you never know which Patrick you're going to be presented with on any given day. We learned a lot, guys. We learned that if you're a wife or a significant other out there, if your man is on the hot seat, just let him stay there. Let him deal with it himself. You're not doing him any favors by trying to railroad the situation and do the whole mommy dearest thing. It's not a good look for either party. At least that's my take. I'll do the classic Jerry Springer closeout. Take care of yourself, folks, and each other. Much love.